Fifers arriving. Welcome to the Fifers DD991 podcast. I'm Rocky Solo, that's King Gilly, and Thumper Actual. And it's episode 86. And 86 is a kind of cool number because in 1986, a cool movie came out called Aliens. Also, there was something also cool about 86, and I just freaking forgot it. You were just talking about it before. Well, if I remember it, I'll talk about it within the podcast. Who would like to begin?
I'll go ahead and start this motherfucker off today.
Okay.
There we go.
Y'all remember the Lord's Prayer growing up, right?
Yeah. I never said it, but yeah.
All right.
I mean, I had to, yes, as a kid. You're right. Never
You
mind.
remember going, like when everyone would say, forgive us for our for our trespass. We forgive those that trespass against us, right? Guess what? Mandela effect now. Look where it says it's supposed to be trespass, right? Debts. Now.
Our debts, as we forgive our debtors, huh?
Yep.
Well, let me go get my King James and I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are in a lot of debt in the country.
No, but I found this out because I was watching that the one little takes us the mysteries or something, right? They were talking about it, right? So I was like, let me see if this motherfucker's right. And he was right. You know what? That just proves right there that it just gives more credence to the people that think we live in a simulation, that somebody's, doing shit on purpose to us, in a way. But why would they change those fucking words? Why? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
And because I found the original one too, it's right here. Here's what we all grew up saying. Right here. Forgive us for our trespasses, but we forgive those who trespass against us. Right there.
Which one?
Yeah, but
this is the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, right?
That's different than that.
But that's the Lord's Prayer. I remember saying right there, trespasses and trespass against us, never debt or debtors, right? Never.
Go back to the other one. Do you have it?
Yeah, right there.
Okay, switch back.
Oh, it is there. There is debt and debtors in there, and there also is trespasses.
But what year was that Bible made, Rocky? That's what I want to know.
This one was made
because the new ones have that in there. The older ones do not.
2011.
That's a new one. You got an old one from back when we grew up?
Let me see. Hold on. I got a bunch. Give me a couple seconds.
Yeah. See if you can find one from the 80s or 90s and see what it says. Because I never said the word debtor or your debt in that prayer ever. And I'm not the one that says it because people grew up saying that same.
You're cutting out really bad.
We never said they don't trust the word debt.
You were cutting out really bad.
It says my internet's stable, connection's unstable. So
you need to get that shit fixed. Your shit goes out all the time.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking if it keeps doing this shit. Oh, trust me, they're gonna get an earful on this shit because it's always about this time. I don't know if it's because motherfuckers are getting off work, right, or what. So
yeah,
about this time. So, but yeah. So I mean, it's weird how they want to sit there and say, "Well, that's always been in there." If it was, and how come a lot of us never said that like that in that prayer? But that just goes to show you that motherfuckers, when they do revisions of the Bible, they're taking shit out and changing shit. And that's what drives a lot of people away from religion. I think.
Yep.
You know, 'cause why would you change it? If it's truly God's word, why would you change the words?
That's why, and here's my biggest thing. This is why I'm not religious, because it's
Yeah.
all changed throughout time. Everything has changed.
Yep.
It's all dependent on who tells the story, and
Yep.
and the written record and everything changes. And to me, that's why I don't trust it. It's I think religion is used to keep communities and cultures in check, and I think that is, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like it's ruling with a thumbtack, basically. It's like, if you do something wrong, this is what's going to happen to you, and it's going to be eternal, and you're going to be really, really sorry, and you're going to suffer for eternity. And it's like, well, who wants to suffer for eternity? So now I'm going to follow the rules, and I'm going to do what you want me to do, and I'm going to donate my money and my time and all this other stuff. And it's like, to me, it's kind of like a big gang.
It's it's a fucking money laundering scheme. That's what it is.
Dude, when like, look at the Pope, look at all the gold and the silver and everything that they've accumulated over the 1,000 years. It's crazy how much money they have.
That their wealth, the Vatican's wealth, came from Rome.
I know. Well,
Rome never died.
not just Rome.
Yeah.
They plundered and everything all through the medieval times.
Yes. Yeah, they had the fucking the taxes they had, the peasants had to pay, right? To the king. The king had to pay the Pope if they were Catholic.
Yep. And that's
You
the
know?
thing is, popes went in and took stuff right out of fucking castles. You didn't
Yep.
pay, or I'm up in your taxes. Here, I'm gonna take it, and they wiped out fucking whole castles, man.
Yep.
It's like, what in the fuck? Like, come on. Like, I personally, this is
That
my
is
personal opinion.
yeah.
People, don't get mad at me. I mean, you can get mad at me. I don't give a shit. But you can believe what you want. But if you look at history and you studied it like I have, and you've been all over the world like I have, you'll see things that you don't see here in the United States, like in Bosnia, like all of the Ottoman Empire sweeping through and breaking things and stealing things, and the stuff that the Catholic Church hid from the Ottoman Empire. And they openly flaunt it. They show it. They're like, yep, we had this when they came through and we hid it from them. And it's like these gold fucking crosses that are humongous and heavy and thick and solid gold. And it's like, why does a church need that? They talk about greed, and they talk about the wealth and how it corrupts and everything else, and how they're there for the peasant. But yet the church is so rich, and the church isn't giving the peasants the money. They're not even feeding the peasants. So what is their true purpose? It's rule.
Yep.
It's to keep people under thumb and make sure that they don't break the rules, so that way it's easier for them to control. It's no different than a government. It is a government. It's its own government. Like,
Yeah. It's its own fucking city.
Every religion has its own, like, hierarchy and everything else. I don't care what religion it is. It's there. You have higher clerics than others who run things. I mean, Muslims have it, Catholics have it, Christians have it, fucking Mormons have it,
Jews,
Zionists have it. I mean, every religion has a hierarchy, and they all have accumulated wealth. It's dangerous. And people wonder why people are turning away from religion, because it's only taken us, 13, 14, 1,500 years or whatever to realize, oh, hey, they might not be as genuine as they say they are.
It's like growing up, I was at a church one time. Well, if you can't do this, give this amount of money, right? We don't need you here.
Even the Catholic school my son goes to, and yes, call me a hypocrite, whatever the fuck you want. My son does go to a Catholic school, but it's because his mom's side is Catholic, and they've been going to that school for over 100 years.
Yeah.
And so I allowed it because it is a good education as far as the math, science, and all that. It is a proven thing, but they make everybody, parents wise, do 20 hours a year volunteer time. And if you don't, you owe $200 at the end of the school year. So they want you to volunteer for events and stuff like that at the school. But here's the thing. If you're a parishioner, you get a discount at the school, but you also have to give tithes, and they watch that shit. And if you're not giving tithes like you're supposed to, that's when they have a fucking problem with you, and they start making it well known that you're not doing your part. But see, I'm not a part of the church. I wasn't paying tithes. His mom was, and I didn't do the 20 hours. His mom did, and they're still coming after me for $100 for half of the 200. I said, no, his mom did it. And they go, well, it's two households. I go, it's one fucking kid. It doesn't matter what parent does it. If we were married still and she did 20 hours, that's 20 hours. Doesn't matter if we're married or not. She volunteers to work at his school doing lunches. That should take care of it for that kid, period. You don't come after me for another $100. That's not how that shit fucking works. But now the school that he's in now, they require the kids to do volunteer time. They have to do 20 a year. They have to do their own 20 a year. So if they don't have 80 by the time they graduate high school, they get held back until they hit their 80.
Well, and if Catholic school, if you're not Catholic, your tuition is fucking expensive. If no one in the family is Catholic.
Yep. Well, and it's even in it's not just that. Like I said, my son's mom's family has gone to that school for over 100 years.
Yeah.
I'm not a parishioner. I'm not Catholic.
You don't have to be. Only one parent has to be.
Well, the thing is if I registered him in school, I don't get the parishioner pay. I know,
but she did, so she gets that.
Right, she registered him at school and is paying the parishioner tuition. But Iowa has changed it. They've changed the game. Iowa now you have what they call an ESA. It's a bank account for every student in private school. Any student that wants to go to private school can now. You don't have to be Catholic. And it covers the tuition 100%. I don't even pay tuition anymore. So now he's registered under my address to go to school.
Yep.
And he has an ESA account. And every semester I have to go in and just hit a button and it pays. And if there's any money left over, it rolls over to the next year for tuition. You can pay for uniforms. You can pay for lunches. You can do all kinds of stuff out of this ESA program, but it's there mainly for the tuition, which is nice because now I'm not paying fucking over $2,000 a year for an elementary kid or $4,000 a year for a high schooler.
Yep. See, Catholic school is the same way, cost-wise, around here. You always have been.
Actually, it was $250 a month in elementary.
Yeah, that's what they are about here, around here.
That's like $2,400, $2,800 or something a year.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That's expensive.
Yeah. But I will say, like, when the school I came from, a town, old country school, right? Town of 200 people, right? We didn't have very many kids in class, right?
Yeah.
In each class, K through 8. When I got to high school, the kids I went to St. Pius Catholic school, guys I played baseball with growing up in summer times, dude, they were already in geometry freshman year.
Yeah.
Where me coming from we didn't do algebra in school, in high, in junior high. So that gave those kids a leg up. And those was the ones that were your valedictorians and all that. It really was. And I will say kids coming from a smaller school to a big high school was at a disadvantage compared to the private school kids. Really was.
Well, and like his sister, she went to a public high school after she left so he's only been to 2 schools now. He went to his Catholic elementary and junior high. That's all in one.
Yep.
So he went through preschool, kindergarten, all the way up through 8. And then now he's at the high school.
Yep.
She went, once she hit 9th grade, she went to the public high school. and she was fucking bored because she was way ahead of all of them.
Yeah.
And so she would fly through her homework and then be bored. And so she got herself in some trouble, you know, because she was bored. Well, then she realized that it's ghetto as fuck there. There's fights every day, weapons, I mean, all kinds of shit. I think, I think she's kind of kicking herself now because if she would have gone to his high school, she would have had college. She would have been able to knock that out and got her associate's degree when she graduated high school. And she could have gone on to, a bachelor's or whatever.
Well, see, that's what's weird. At that public high school she went to, right? Offer that same fucking program to the school district. But I don't hear Missouri. We offer that shit back in right public high school, had that shit back in the 90s.
No, there's only certain schools in our district that give it. Yeah. There's two high schools in Davenport out of 5 high schools. So only 2 that offer it. And then 1 in Bettendorf out of 2. And then that's it. And then my son's school. My son's school isn't part of the school district, though, because it's Catholic. It's private. So it's run by the diocese. It's not run by the city. Yeah. But she went to the one that doesn't have it. And I think she's kind of kicking herself now, that she doesn't have it. She was smart. She did really good in school. Always had great grades. Never got in trouble.
That's what's weird. I figured every school back would have that.
You're cutting out. You're freezing out.
We only had one high school.
Jay, you're frozen. You're cutting out right now, bro.
I'm not fucking frozen.
Now you're not. You were,
and you were cutting out really bad.
I'll be all right. Fuck, he'll be all right. You can't say nothing about cutting out when you go on your front porch. It cuts you out too.
I know, but I'm inside. I couldn't hear you. I couldn't understand anything you said.
Well, I know it ain't the fact that Rivers on fucking Call of Duty. I know that because it does when he's not here sometimes. So I know it ain't that, and I have nothing else going except for that. I have no other TVs going.
So did we finish on the whole the Lord's Prayer?
Did you find one from the 80s or 90s, a Bible?
I have a Bible. The oldest one I have is a New King James Version, and it has debtors in it.
What year was that? 2011?
The King James? New King James? Let me grab it. It's from like 1989 or something. Hold on.
See? That's why I don't get it, because it just depends on who wrote it.
Yeah. And that's what, I mean, I believe there's, a creator, right? But the thing is, if that's truly God's word, that shit would never change. Would never change. Period.
Well, debtors is more about money.
Yeah. Not fucking trespass.
You think Jesus was upset about money right then and there? No.
That's one of the reasons why the fucking Romans fucking crucified him. Because they weren't getting their taxes.
That's the thing is that's why debtors that's not a word of God.
So this one is from 1972, 1984. My grandma gave it to me June 14th, 1990. So this is the New King James Version from Thomas Nelson. It has the little Trinity thing, but the occult has a meaning for it too. So
they probably have ties to the treasury or something. And that's why they use the word debtors.
Well, you got to remember, there was a bunch of tax collectors out there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The same stuff that's going on with our society. It's the same thing, but it's a different system than what they were doing, because our system is based off of the Knights Templar from the 1200s.
But still, Rocky, religion should not be worried about money. True religion is not worried about money.
Yeah, I know. That's not what it's talking about here.
But it should never be in the Bible, because God, that is not his word.
Trespasses are a lot different than debtors.
Yes.
Do you know the parable about all that stuff, right? There's a parable about that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a parable. I'll find it and I'll show it to you. But I'm going to read this to you real quick. The debtor thing you guys are thinking of is something different. Okay. The reason that they give money to the church, which is taken from what Hebrews did, is because they were the Levites, right? Out of all the tribes in Israel, the Levites were the priests. They were not given land. They were not given land or anything like that. Their inheritance was the temple and what it would become and everything like that. So the tithing was probably to help them survive, also to make the showbread and all the other stuff that they did for all the different things they had, like Passover and the Feast of First Fruits and all that other stuff, right? The Feast of
No,
Tents and all that.
I get
Hold
that,
on.
but the passage that you're reading though is not. It's not that. It's not about the tidings and stuff like that. It's. I think there's more to it.
So this
Because
one
Rocky,
says, okay, he says, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. That's the devil. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Amen. Right? Then he says, For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. That is completely about sin. Okay? The trespassing part, right? That's like if somebody in your life did something so bad that you broke contact with them, fought and everything, and you never forgave them, right? That's what that's talking about. He's saying right there, forgive everybody and forgive like God says he's going to forgive you of your sins, like it never happened.
Yeah,
And
I get the trespass part of it.
okay, that's the thing. The debtor thing, that's because everybody was borrowing money from everyone else.
But that wasn't. That wasn't. Mm,
Because you
that
got to
was not.
remember that the temple got destroyed, and then after the Medo-Persian Empire took over Babylon, that's when Ezra got the right to go. Ezra and someone else, Ezra and I think Nehemiah, they went back to Israel or to Jerusalem to build the temple and the city back. And that was like 86 years later or something like that, if I'm right. So they were starting their whole thing at that time too. And then there's even more crap after that because they had the Maccabean revolt in 165, 163 BC. That's when they
but
established
once
America.
but once you start giving money to a church, it's no longer about religion. It's about power, greed, and greed is a sin.
Yes,
Because
that is true.
the thing is I've seen priests driving around in cars that are way above their means. I've seen
Yep.
them going shopping and spending a shit ton of money, and it's just them. It's just them. I know it's just for them. They don't have a whole fucking commune of nuns to fucking feed or anything like that. I've seen them live well above where they should be living. And the thing is priests and nuns are supposed to live very minimalist. They're supposed to give up the worldly things that we enjoy.
Mhm.
And
Just
they're
like the
not.
Amish do. Just like
And the
the
debts,
They're supposed to live like the Amish in a
and
way.
the debts, what I'm talking about is when these were supposedly transcribed, these Bibles, right? Was there an issue with debt? Yes. But was it with the church? No. It was to the governments. That's where the debt was. The church should not have anything to say about the debts of the people to the government. What Gilly's bringing up is the trespass. That part is a legitimate thing because that doesn't matter who, what, or what. It's telling you to forgive everybody in your life or that you come in contact with.
Yeah.
Now, the debtors and the debt, that is
I'm
a whole
looking, I'm
different
looking in
thing.
some of the Bible notes right now to see if I can get more clarification on that while you guys are talking about it.
Yeah, because the debt and the debtors, that is a thing that actually has to do with government. That was not an issue about Jesus walking around and spreading the word of Christianity because he wasn't telling people not to pay the government. What he was telling people was, hey, you need to look into this religion and actually find yourself and be saved and all that. That's what it was. He was trying to spread the word of God, not don't pay your government. What he was telling people was to live righteously, live sin-free, understand the word of God, know that you can be forgiven for anything you've done against people, know that the people that have done stuff against you can be forgiven as well, and that you'll go to heaven. If not, you'll go to hell. Had
Well,
nothing to do
you
with
have to be forgiven by him first.
right. But that's the
But
thing
he
is
doesn't forgive you unless you forgive the others first, as an
that's what I'm
example of
saying.
how he's
Yeah.
going to do it.
That's what I said. And and the thing is when it comes to debt and debtors, they didn't use money like we do. They used bartering system and everything else. Having a debt is not a sin.
I'll be right back. Let me find something else. I might have it on something else. Hold
No worries. Yeah,
Well,
having a
pretty
debt
much
is not a sin.
they've been doing with the Bible to the Bible what our news media does. They pick and choose what they want to print.
And how they want it
It's
to
a
be
psyop.
portrayed.
Yeah, it's a psyops. What it is.
Look at how many times. Well, first of all, look at how many Bibles, different versions there are. Then look at how many times each one of those versions has been rewritten.
Yes.
And
to me, I'm like,
who's to say the guy that wrote the version that he's reading right now, did he sit down with the church and say, is this okay? Is this okay? Is this accurate? Is this good? Because even the church doesn't fucking know. They don't fucking know because guess what? They've locked all that shit up, or if it even fucking existed. That's my thing. I have not seen. I want to see proof. Show me proof. They say, oh, we can find fucking dinosaurs, but we can't find a fucking cross that he was nailed to, or the actual cave where his body was laid, or a tomb where it would have some DNA in that motherfucker. You're telling me? Come on, get real. We can get fucking DNA from fucking dinosaurs that have been buried underground for thousands of fucking years. There's got to be some type of proof, and nobody can produce it. It's all the word of man, and it just I don't trust it. That's my issue.
I'm going to say the same thing for years on that. You know, I mean, I've been saying that for years. I'm like, if it was truly the word of God, it would be one version. That's it, not multiple versions of it.
Absolutely.
You know,
and that's what pisses me off is everybody's like, "Oh, you're anti-religion." No, I'm not anti-religion. What I am is I'm skeptical and I need proof. Okay, I'm part Native American and I don't even follow that. But here's the thing about Native Americans: their religion is not written down; it's passed down by mouth.
Oh.
And
it's a creator they believe in.
And everything has a place.
He's a creator.
Well, everything has a place. There's more than one God. It depends on what God you're looking at or talking about.
Yeah.
You know? And that's where, you know, they're not asking for money. And that's the thing is their religion is different than most. 90% of religion wants you to pay them. Their religion is not about paying anything other than respecting your surroundings. That to me is more true than anything. Because once you start asking for money or asking your followers to do things other than just spread the word, you're corrupt. Because guess what? It's ran by humans, and fucking humans are corrupt as fuck.
Yeah. Well, it's like the church I grew up in. This was an old country church, right? Yep. Yeah, sorry. The pastor, he farmed, right? He didn't take a salary from the church. The church relied on the people to help with maintaining the church, right? Keeping it up to date.
Yep.
You know, but if you couldn't pay, they didn't ostracize you like some churches do. You know, if you couldn't help out, you know, because that's what gets me with fucking religion is like, if you don't pay a certain amount, a lot of them will ostracize you. I'm like, no, that's not true religion.
Was that a Baptist church or was that a?
I was Methodist. My dad was Baptist.
Oh, Methodist.
My dad was Baptist. I was Methodist. Yeah. You know,
see, I like the churches where they in Arkansas where they dance with rattlesnakes and shit. That's real.
Yeah.
That's real faith
Well,
right there.
Yep. But
Them
the thing
motherfuckers
is,
get
a lot of
bit
those
by them
guys,
motherfuckers.
yeah, but a lot of them, they take the venom out too. They don't tell you that. Some of them, they don't tell you
Yeah,
that.
you leave that shit
You know.
in.
But I'm saying a lot of them been caught taking the venom out. A lot of them been caught back in the day taking that shit out, right?
Yeah.
Because too many people were dying from it. You know what?
Too fucking bad. Hey, that's your faith, right? You're supposed
Yeah.
to. You're
I'm
supposed to
like,
put your faith in
if
everything.
you're gonna let a fucking rattlesnake bite you,
You deserve it.
you deserve to die. If you're gonna let it bite you, yeah,
100%.
that's my thing.
Or at
You
least
deserve
lose
it.
a limb. At least lose a limb.
Or
But-
motherfuckers swimming with fucking crocodiles just to fucking get a thrill. I'm like, if they bite you, you deserve that shit.
Yep. For me, there is no fucking hard proof. There's no hard proof. You know, and I have to have hard proof.
I'll be right back.
All right. I'll just stand here and stare at your guys' backgrounds. Oh, shit. I gotta get my phone. All right. So,
Sorry.
no, you're good.
That was well, the guy that did my delivery earlier today got to close it out
Oh,
for my Walmart delivery because me and him got the bullshit right. And he kept calling, came up Spark. It came up like Spark Driver, right? I'm like, but they come with a Boonville number, right? I'm like, the fuck? I said, I ain't answer that motherfucker.
that's funny.
Or,
So, how does the
Y'all
fuck
looked
did you
at
close it out then?
well, me and him got bullshit, so he kind of forgot to so on it. But speaking of schools and dress codes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you see this or not. This is over in England. You know, the school said the boys couldn't they had to wear jeans, right? When it was hot over there. Well, their hot's different than our hot, ain't it? So,
Yeah, it's
but
like 78.
they went to
it's so horrible.
yeah. But these boys at a private school went to the extreme on this one just to prove a point.
Here's a whole bunch of little boys wearing skirts, but it's not what you think. It's actually some G'd up behavior. So these boys went to a school in England and there was a heat wave and they had a dress code where girls wore skirts and boys had to wear long pants. And it was hotter than the devil's ball sack out and they wouldn't let the boys wear shorts. So in protest, all of these boys went out and got the skirts that the girls were allowed to wear. I'm not talking about one or two of them. Like the whole school's worth of boys all showed up rocking skirts. I love the look on this dude's face. You know that this kid talks cash shit at adults. All these youngsters stood in solidarity together that day, and the school decided they'd rather just let them all wear shorts. They won! Personally, I give these boys props. I think dress codes are stupid. Just make sure that your bits and pieces aren't showing and call it good. But what do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments.
Nice. I mean, hey, you know, and that's the thing is like my son's school, they can wear shorts. They can wear they're not allowed to wear jeans or anything. They have to wear like khaki slacks, but it can't have any emblems on it. It has to be like plain. It cannot have a name brand or anything showing. He has to wear a belt.
Yep.
His shirt has to be a black shirt or a red shirt with no emblems on it showing. So they do that so that way people aren't wearing Nike over and then somebody else not being able to afford a Nike and then they get made fun of, you know, that type of thing. And their shirt has to be tucked in. And They actually enforce it pretty hard, and like they will stand there and measure the girls' skirts to make sure it's not more than 2 inches above the knee. All kinds of stuff. And I think that's good though. Like I think certain standards are good like that uniform. It's nice because he doesn't have to figure out what he has to wear for the day. He already knows. Like, oh, I have gym. I have my gym shorts and shirt, or I got I got my pants and all that. And I'm like, okay, so it's kind of nice and it simplifies things. It's just hard to find fucking clothes around here that are compliant. It's so bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, they could have called it a kilt, right? In a way, because Scottish wear kilts. I mean, even though they're not Scottish, but
right, they could be. They can all identify.
Yeah. Hey, I think the Scottish is up to something, man, on the kilts, man. To be honest with you, I mean, think about it, man. Fuck. Especially if you got to take a shit really fucking quick, you got explosive diarrhea, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't wear one just because, because I'm just.
I would because I am Scottish. So
yeah, I'm German.
I got Scottish heritage in me, so
Native American. Yeah. So
but you can't free ball in them. I'm sure some people do though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we got Rocky looking. He's investigating. Looking at him. He's investigating.
Well, I have a book called "The Bible Has the Answer" by Dr. Henry Morris and Martin E. Clark. And there is a chapter.
Another man-made fucking book. Another man-made shit.
I'm gonna go to verses though.
Shit, they're written by a man, and look how many times they've changed over the years from edition to edition.
Well, what I would go by is then what does Leviticus say?
Yeah, but who wrote that?
God told him to write.
That's
the thing. All that stuff was written on the mountain.
The problem is okay. Then why do they put fucking authors on those Bibles?
Like Moses?
It should say written by Jesus, right? Or God, but it's got guys' names.
But Rocky,
each Bible, hold on, each Bible is written by somebody else, right? So if I just were to just say, okay, we all need to talk about wing dams in a river, right? You need to do a paper on wing dams in a river. Do you even know what that is? Okay, Gilly, do you know what a wing dam is?
Yeah.
Okay,
well, I think I do.
So now. So wing dams are these things that are man-made, right? They're built up with rocks in the river, and they come out from the shore, and it helps slow the current down by the shore, and it creates channels, right? It pushes the water in, so the water carves out channels. So if we were to all three write a book about wing dams, right? Yours is going to be different than Gilly's, and Gilly's and yours is going to be completely fucking different than mine. So when it comes to religion, if I'm writing a book, right? I want people to read my book. I want them to like what I have to say. Mm-hmm. And I want them to like my Bible over your Bible. There's so many different points of views that can be put into it that I can't trust a book written by a human. Because here's the thing. You can have the same goddamn story, like I said. You could take The Stand. Let's take The Stand from Stephen King, right? You have him write it and you have Tom Clancy write it. Completely different fucking storylines, guaranteed. Because Tom Clancy writes, military, CIA type stuff, and Stephen King writes thrillers and horror and everything else. So, and he has a different mindset than anybody else. So it depends on where your headspace is. So you're going to write more passionately about something than I will when it comes to religion. Same with Gilly. But the thing is if it's something that we're going to be mass producing and telling everybody, hey, this is the word of God, it's hard to say because your influence is in that, right?
Okay.
But the whole point, Rocky, the whole point of this, Rocky, let me go, Rocky. The whole point of this conversation is that the fact that shit changes over time and it should never change.
True.
Period.
True.
Should never, ever. I don't care if you revise it or not. The revision, that's a fucking psyop from the medieval times all the way down what our news is doing, Rocky. Think
I
about
know. I
it. It
understand.
is.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the whole point of this conversation. It really is. It ain't to piss these people off that is truly religious like you are. I mean, I believe in the creator. I do. You know, but the thing is, the fucking word, it changes so many fucking times, Rocky. That's my point. Right there.
Here's why the words have changed so many different times. You need to think about this for a minute. How many different people wrote the same thing, but in different languages?
No, it would never
Man.
change, Rocky. It would never change, even in different languages.
It would change.
Oh, it
That's-
would.
It would only
Okay,
change
because
when you go from-
here's a case in point. Latin Vulgate is where you get the word Lucifer. Okay, it's Latin Vulgate. Okay, in the Hebrew Bible, his name is Hillel. Like hallelujah, his name was Hillel. Like
Okay.
praise God is the beginning of his name. Praise Yah, praise God. So that's the kind of stuff that's lost in translation, and that's why you need the original language. Like you need Hebrew, Greek, and Latin,
Well, actually, that ain't the original language. I'll guarantee that ain't
and
the original
Aramaic,
language.
and
Well, I
Aramaic.
guarantee
The thing
it.
is
Those are
it-
not original. Guaranteed.
but
What,
the thing
Hebrew?
is when you get into like translations,
Guaranteed.
right? Yes, certain translations don't translate to English, right? But if you can read that language, you understand what it's saying, and you should be able to translate it by changing the words. But why are there so many different Bibles? That's my thing.
You mean
have
like different
New Edition,
translations?
Old Testament, all these different ones.
Okay, I'll explain. I'll break down the Bible to you. Okay, you have the first 5 books, right? You got
Mhm.
Genesis through Deuteronomy. Genesis means origins or beginnings, right?
Origins.
Origins. In Greek, it means origins. So that's the origination of our creation that we live inside. We live within that creation, okay? So you have a couple of verses talking about how God made everything in 7 days, right? He made everything in 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. Okay? And then after that, the week started over again. But no work was to be done. It was just teaching Adam and Eve what to do or whatever, right? Okay? So you have that. Okay, it's the beginning. Then you have Exodus. It's what it's showing you is it's giving you the beginning of time, pointing you to Israel. Israel's going to be through where the Messiah comes from. Jesus Christ, right? God is going to be born into that nation of Israel, into the tribe of Israel, which is called
Jesus
Judah,
Christ.
which is the royal one. Under the line of the king David, the one who slew Goliath. So that's what that is, okay? So after that, they get enslaved, right? They get enslaved, they get out. They have to learn who God is because no one knows who this God is anymore. There's all these other gods that everyone's worshiping, like the ones in Egypt, the ones in Babylon, the ones in wherever, all over the world. So after that, it talks about, here's the law. This is the law that Yahweh wants you to do. Do this and you're going to be fine. Okay. Then it took numbers. They took numbers on how many people actually made it through whatever. And there's I think 1 million or 1.6 million people. I can't remember the actual number. And then Deuteronomy is just a brief summary and then a forward ending of showing where Moses died and then Joshua takes over and then he goes into the land to kill the giants. So after that, it kind of gets jumbled, right? You go through the period of Judges, then you go through the Kings, then you go through the Babylonian captivity, then you go through everybody got spread out again. Then you have times of Jesus, then Jesus dies, he rises from the dead. 40 years later, all the Jewish people of Israel are kicked out of Jerusalem. They're kicked out in 70 AD.
Okay, stop real quick. He died, he rose again. Now where's his body?
What do you mean? He rose from the dead.
Right. Is he still alive? Is he walking
Yeah.
around or did he die again?
He's in heaven. Either he's in heaven or he is on earth
But
talking to people and they don't know it.
That's another issue I have. If he died the first time why didn't his body get taken to heaven to begin with? It was in a tomb, right? And then he came to, and it could have been a drunken stupor, and he was out for a couple days and recovered and woke up and started stumbling around again. But if he died the first time, why didn't his body go to heaven? Why was it the second time to leave no trace or evidence of him?
He went down to
Because
hell.
your body don't go, your body don't leave. Supposedly the soul leaves.
But what
Not the body.
happened was when he went down, when he passed away, right? When he said it is finished, and he died, his soul, his spirit went down to hell, wherever it is in hell that these people meet. These sons of God that rebelled against Yahuwah, the Father and him, that's where they live. That's where their headquarters is, so to speak, right? Well, he came there to get the keys of life and death, I think. It's also mentioned in Revelation. He came there to get the keys of life and death and all of that stuff. There's a guy named Micah Turnbow on a podcast with Blurry Creatures where he talks about it. Like, he says Jesus comes and visits him in all of this. And like, he has a one-on-one relationship with Jesus Christ. Like how you and I will talk when we're in person, that's how it is with him and God. And he says,
Wait,
Jesus
God or
takes you to
Jesus?
the- God is Jesus. Jesus is God.
I thought
No,
Jesus
no.
was God's son.
God's son.
God.
There's two different people, Rocky. They're two different people.
They're still the same
Jesus was his son.
God and
God
Jesus,
got Mary pregnant, Rocky.
God-
God impregnated Mary.
God. With
he gave her
what?
the old fist and whatever.
The same way fucking Zeus did all the fucking women. Come on now.
It doesn't say
You
that.
Jesus is
You
God's
can't
son.
fucking be a virgin and still get pregnant. Cannot. That has never happened again in this fucking world. Never.
The
Rocky.
immaculate,
Come on now.
the immaculate. Well, okay.
That's
let's
why
just
it's a
say-
mirror.
let's
That's
just
why it's
say-
called the Immaculate Conception. Here's the reason why the virgin birth is important. You have to understand this, right? He's fully human. Jesus is fully human and he's fully God. Right?
How?
He is the God man.
He's a son of God.
He is
Everything
the son of.
says he's the
Do you know
son
what the
of
Son
God.
of God means? The Son of God.
Let's ask. Hey, be
Don't
quiet
ask
for a
me,
minute.
I-
No, I'm gonna ask. I'm
Yeah.
gonna sing. I want to hear the answer. Right?
All right.
Come on now, Rocky. Come on.
I'll go grab my other stuff then. I'll be right back. I don't have enough room right now, you guys.
No, don't fucking Rocky.
Ask it. Ask it. I'm glad I got you guys on
What
AI.
does the word "son of God" mean?
No. Hang on. Is
The title for Jesus Christ in
really
Christianity.
the Son of God? Oh, see, this is saying what Rocky's saying now. So he is the human version of God. So no, he's
But
not the
he's-
Son of God, is what this is saying.
Yeah, but religion has been saying for thousands of years he's the son of God.
So who is Mary? Is Mary God's wife?
I think
So
they'll say
She
Mary
just
was
gave
never
birth
married to
her
Joseph.
husband? She just gave birth to her husband? What the fuck?
I know we're getting Rocky on this
I
one
know.
today. We're getting him on this one.
Goating him.
You know. You know.
Goating him. I just got a message saying you
Oh,
won,
no.
Rocky.
Yeah, I won because Jesus is God, you knuckleheads. He's the one. Listen,
Actually,
when he said
he's not.
he is God, he's God the Son. There's God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. Although they changed the translation to Holy Spirit, but he's the Holy Ghost. So like when you have when Moses sees the burning bush, when you read that in Exodus, it's crazy because there's someone talking to him saying, Moses, Moses, out of the bush. There's one of the Trinities right there, and the other one's in heaven looking down, and he also hears another voice, or they're talking to each other. One's up in heaven and one's over on the earth right there at the burning bush.
So
So
don't you think though that if God wanted everybody to believe in him, like hey, like I'm real, don't you think he would leave actual literal proof of like a body and do some cool shit with some of his like magic or whatever to make people fucking actually believe instead of oh, here's Jesus, he's spreading the word of me apparently, and I'm gonna try to convert everybody over, and then I'm just gonna make his body disappear.
So you want to know why he's not here, and why you don't see it like absolute proof?
Well, you would think that there would be something, right? I mean, there would be proof.
There is
not
there
just
is a
humans
lot.
writing books saying, "Oh yeah, he told me this. I talked to him."
There is a lot of something. It's just
Well,
that it's how you look at that something, right? So like when you look at the Bible, a lot of people cannot they have a hard time saying, okay, well, this is inspired by God. Well, how come there's 66 books? That's what we have right now, but it was more books back in the day. Okay, it's 66 books by like 40 different authors, right? Over a period of like 1,500 years or more, right?
But
So
how
from
can
like
people write
from
about
like
stuff that they weren't even
1450
there for?
BC to like it's like from 1450 BC to like 96 AD. That's about the time period, right? What they say Moses wrote when he wrote Genesis. Now there's some people that theorize Adam wrote part of Genesis, and so did Noah, and so did Enoch, and then Noah finished it off, right? And then that was given to Noah. That book that Noah had was then given to his son Shem. Shem passed it down to Eber, who passed it down to whoever Abraham's father was, down to Abraham, who then passed it down to Isaac, who passed it to Jacob, who then passed it to Judah, or actually probably the Levites about the
That
law.
sounds like a really big game of telephone to me, because
It's really not, because when you like, I didn't understand this for a long time. Like when you read the Old Testament, right? You'll read the Old Testament and you'll be like, the word of the Lord came to me, right? You guys just talked about that, right? The word of the Lord, right? The word of the Lord is a title for Jesus Christ. I'll show you. It's in John chapter 1, right? It's right here. It blows your mind when you finally wake up to this. You're like, holy crap!
But Rocky, the whole point
out of it. Hold
of
on.
this conversation, the whole point of this conversation is, if it's written by so many people throughout the years, right? Things change. It's like word of mouth, oral religion. Things change, Rocky, and it should never change. Should never.
Hold on. All right.
And there's over. I found out how many versions. There's over 200 different versions there's been of the Bible.
That's what I'm saying, and that's a huge variance, because people can change things. They can a minor detail changed 1,000 years ago is a huge change now. So like it's like shooting, right? If you're shooting and you're like a half a centimeter off, right? The farther out you shoot, the farther off your target you are.
So
It's
you're
no
missing.
different than-
So are you missing your mark?
No, I'm saying the books
You're missing
are
the
missing
target,
the mark,
which is the mark, right?
the books are missing the mark, because so if I write a book and I give you
mark. Yeah.
Huh?
Are you saying that the Bible's missing the mark, or the people that are translating are missing the mark?
the people that are writing it, if it's a real thing, right? If it's a real thing, right? Say
It was in the Dead Sea Scrolls, bro.
If God existed and everything else, right? Like you believe, I don't. So
I know.
I look at it differently. So if people are writing something, and like you said, it goes to what, 96 AD, right? So all those books.
Yes.
Well, how 96 AD? how do they know what was being said back then? How are they?
I'll explain it to you.
You're talking. I mean, when you get
Here's who wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls right there. Man did.
Yes, the Essenes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and that's a
Uh-oh.
Jewish thing. So,
But it's about their point of view, their perspective of things. That's what everything is about, is their perspective, Rocky.
Okay.
I mean, because like even Barber said, because of faith. If you believe that, that's what you believe.
Yes.
But Rocky, the whole point of this conversation is that we started with, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that changes the world and shit, and show people, hey, you need to question some things sometimes too.
Yeah, well,
because it's not what you think sometimes.
But yeah, you gotta really understand what it is that you're looking at, and what the history actually is, and what you can actually kind of put your trust in and believe.
But the real history, we don't know the real history. Rocky.
Real history is the bare bones of the Bible, dude. The real history,
real history has been erased. Our real history has been fucking erased.
Well, who by who?
Humans.
The Vatican. Humans. The Vatican. Greed.
Think about by who. Who would want us?
Governments. Kings, queens, fucking Vatican. Come on now.
Who tells them what to do?
We don't even have statues of the Confederate generals anymore.
Who tells them what to do, Jay?
The fucking elites.
Who tells the elites what to do?
That ain't the fucking devil.
It is that. It's them. It's them.
Because
it's them. It's them. But here's how it works. These families, right? Apparently, these families, they have talked to this being or these beings for thousands of years. So they're one-on-one with this being. Okay. So
aliens. They've talked to aliens.
Okay.
Aliens.
Who are the aliens really?
So my cousin is super religious, and she said aliens are, if you believe in aliens, you believe in that they're devil. They're the devil. Like aliens don't exist, that it's actually the devil. So so which religion is right now? Because I don't know, because I'm not religious. Is it a devil? Like you believe in you're worshiping the devil because you believe in aliens? Or on the other side, the aliens are controlling things? Because I don't know.
Actually, the aliens are our future selves.
Can I actually get a word in now?
Future selves.
Okay. What question do you want me to answer first? What question?
Rocky, you're never going to convince us of this shit on this one.
My thing is you're not gonna. It's a questionable thing, is what I'm saying. Is religion is more man-made as far as like the books and everything else. If you believe, you believe. I'm not going to fault you for believing. I don't think you're a bad person.
No, but you guys, you got to listen to me. Okay, just listen.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
I'm listening to you, right? I'm listening to you. Shut up and listen. All right.
Listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Religion is why Cain got pissed off and killed Abel. He tried to do what he wanted to do to try to reach God. God says, you do it the way I want you to do it. That's how you talk to me, because our connection's broken because of your sin nature, because you guys disobeyed me. I love you. I want you back, but I really want to know that I want you, that I really want to know that you want me as much as I want you. So if you want me as much as I want you, you're going to follow my ways. You're going to have faith when times get rough. It's going to be tough. You're going to grumble. You're going to be mad. You're going to get hurt a lot, but you still got to have faith and keep pushing on. That's called perseverance, right? Lasting till it's done and over with. That's a relationship. That's not his way, man's way of getting to God. It's a relationship. It is a personal relationship between you and the Creator. That's what that is. All the religion crap, you can throw away. You can throw all that crap away, because at the bottom, if you have a personal relationship with your Creator, you're going to want to obey him and do what he tells you to do. Period. You're not gonna worry about what everyone else is doing because you're gonna work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Because you want to make sure, like we said the last time, right? Because it came up. I forgot what we were talking about the last time. It was something about the Bible, right? But we were talking about working out your salvation with fear and trembling. That's between you and him. No one else has a say between you and him. It's just you and him. Now there's people or things that are going to try and interfere. That's Satan. That's his angels. Those are the other guys. The
Why are
other
you bringing
guys
up
that
my
might, no, no,
ex-wife?
no, no. The other guys that might look like aliens, that could be them. Okay. There's all kinds of different looking angels, man. They're even mentioned in the Bible. They can also transform into other things. They can shapeshift. So if someone can shapeshift into an elephant and then to a lion and then to a person and then to a dragon, you're not going to know what it is. You're just going to know that's what it looked like at that time. But it's still the same being that can change its appearance to fool you. That's how that works. These beings are supernatural, man. They have more power than us. They know how we work. They watched us get created. They watched us get made out of the dirt of the earth, right? They're made out of some other kind of different flesh.
Wait, what? Wait, now you're bringing up other shit the dirt of the earth. I thought it was Adam and Eve.
The dirt. From the dust you came, to the dust you shall return.
Do you believe in Adam and Eve, or or do you believe in like the Big Bang Theory or evolution or what? Because
I believe in Adam and Eve. I believe that God created the heavens and the earth.
but
And
why
then
would
you
he
believe in the
create
Big Theory, then?
two people?
Huh?
Then
Why
if
would
you
he-
believe, oh, sorry.
Why would he only create two people to populate a whole Earth when you have incest going on? Like that would create incest. Everybody would be related.
It's the same kind of concept you see in the movie Man of Steel. Remember the
Huh?
movie Steel where Jor-El gets the skull that has all the DNA of every freaking Kryptonian to restore everybody back to life?
That
Oh, now you just brought something else up now, Rocky.
No,
That's fucking
no,
aliens. That's
no.
fucking aliens.
wait a minute. So,
Yeah, but how
there
does
was nothing
how
in the
do you-
Bible that said Adam and Eve had a fucking canister with all the DNA.
No, what I'm saying is all of our stuff, we're descendants of them.
Of who? Kryptonian?
Adam and Eve, you dummy.
But they can't prove it, Rocky. They can't
Yes,
prove
they
it
can.
with
They
DNA.
can
If
because
that's
of
the case-
mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondrial DNA comes from one woman. One woman.
If
Now,
that's the
what-
case, then every case in court right now should be thrown out in the past as well, because everybody has familial DNA connection, right? So you can't determine one from the other necessarily. So
Actually, you can now.
no, because here's the thing: if it's familial, there's still a way that it could be tricked, and it's not 100%. It depends on the degree, right? So if that's the case, if it all came from Eve or whoever, we would all share DNA, and we don't. That is a scientifically proven fact that none of our DNA, like if I get tested, you get tested, Gilly get tested, there is nothing that is familial, right? There's nothing in common with those. So
It's not like Genghis Khan, how a lot of people can translate that. That was proven. Genghis Khan's been proven.
you can
You know.
you can trace back DNA a long ways with familial DNA. There will be some slight similarities to it, but it will be different. But there will be some similarities.
Oh,
And now you can't, because guess what? I don't have DNA with you or anybody else.
Well, Rocky, like you said earlier, you throw out religion, right? Technically, if you throw out religion, you throw out the Bible.
what?
Remember how you said just forget about religion, right? Well, if you do that, then you throw away the Bible too, because Bible's based on religion.
No, the Bible's not based off that. The Bible is basically God giving his revelation of himself to you guys, to us, so that we understand a little bit about who he is and what he wants,
But
what he expects from you.
but the apostles would not have written different things either.
What do they write?
And what fucking that was their word. The apostles was their word, not God's word.
But do you think, like, here's
That was their interpretation of God's word. That was their interpretation of it.
well, you have that's cool and all, but you still have a verse that's kind of like, hey, this is what's up. Okay. I'll find it real quick. Timothy.
I wish we could get our hands on the first Bible. I wish we could get our hands on the very first one, right?
I don't think anybody's going to get their hands on that unless it's already.
But I'm saying, if we could, right, then you will see when we're talking about all the differences throughout the fucking history.
Okay, so what I was trying to talk to you guys about was, okay, like we have all these different authors from all these different times, right? What's the one key ingredient about all of those books that are in the Bible together right now?
Paper.
No, they all agree.
I'm just
No,
being
they
an
don't.
asshole.
They all
No,
agree.
they don't, Rocky, because
They all have
they,
they all have the same God, the same
no,
Savior.
they don't.
Well, okay. So if it's a Christianity
Are
Bible,
you telling
yes.
me that the Old Testament God's different from the one in the New Testament?
If you're talking about Christianity, yes, it's going to be safe. But there's different gods out there, Rocky, too, that people forget about.
But
Yes, but what I'm telling you is the God of the Bible is the God of all the gods, the God above all the gods. He is God. He is the
It
Holy
depends
God.
on what religion you follow. And it's not the Native American religion. No, it's not
He's the
Native
great-
American.
probably the Great
religion.
Spirit there, religion. But anyways, he's the Most High God. He is God above all.
so
Okay,
can you
that's who he
explain why
is.
there's just getting back to the root discussion?
Yes, I know you're trying to confuse me. It's not going to work though.
No, I'm not trying to confuse you at all.
I'm still trying to get to this part, but
I'm trying to bring it back. So originally, Gilly brought up the prayer, right?
Mhm.
Why are there two versions? Because my thing is I only knew of the one,
which
and
one
then
did
there's
you know?
not the
Trespass.
better one, the trespass.
Well, I was
So-
going to read it to you guys out of the King James, right?
Oh, you already did. You already
You
did.
did.
No, that was the New King James. That's the old.
No, you read the one from 1972. Your grandma's Bible, remember?
Yeah. Well, I also
That
have,
had that?
I also have a book called The Sefer,
Okay.
and it has
What's that one got in?
It's a little bit different, but this one's
See,
That's
That's
our whole
my
point.
question.
If it's different, that's
This
the whole
one-
point of this, Rocky.
this
that's
one is
why
the
we're
one
at
where
we're at right now.
these guys that published this, they wrote God and Jesus in it, right? So like when you're looking at it, they're putting the Hebrew name of God in it. So like Matthew would be called Mattiyahu in Hebrew, I guess. And Yahoo is Yahuwah, right? So everybody's name in Hebrew apparently has a connection to Yahuwah or Yah. So it's just interesting. So in this one, here's how it says. It says, Our Father who established Yeshua in the heavens, exalted is your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done in earth as in the heavens. Give us this day our daily bread, or give us this day our daily bread. So et is like the alpha and the omega, but in Hebrew, it's the aleph and the tau. So it's the beginning of the alphabet and the end of the alphabet. Okay. And it's representing God. It actually represents Jesus Christ. That's what et means. So, and then verse 12 says, And forgive us our transgressions as we forgive those who transgress against us. And lead us not into evil inclination, but deliver us from the outer darkness. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. For if ye forgive men their transgressions, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if ye forgive not men their transgressions, neither will your Father forgive your transgressions.
So
Oh,
again,
I also have notes in one of my Bibles, right? Because I like to get Bibles with a little bit of commentary in it because I never bought like a big commentary thing because I really just wanted to read it for myself. So in this one, which
again
is,
though, they're different. they should be exactly the same, right? That prayer is the Lord's Prayer. Why is there two of them? Why are they different?
There's more than that. There's actually more than that. They got different ones for children and all that too.
Yeah. That's we're getting back to the root of this discussion is people take it upon themselves to change things and hope that you don't notice. And that's what's happened.
So apparently Matthew was written in Hebrew, but it was also translated into Greek, right? So the Greek translation says on verse 12, which is verse 12 is that one, right? And forgive us our debts as we forget our debtors, right? It's gonna make sense in a way. The Greek grammar indicates that the disciple prays for the forgiveness from God only after having expressed forgiveness to others. So it's like a transgression or a sin against someone.
But the debt, you're talking about Greece, right?
It's almost like the only thing I can equate it to is like someone did something so bad you want a pound of flesh, but you're going to forgive them and not take the pound of flesh.
Well, you said that's the Greek version, right? And at that time, Greece was one of the biggest fucking money things out there.
Mm-hmm.
That can still lead back to fucking actual fucking money debt, not anything else, Rocky. You know, paying your government and all that, paying taxes to the government. You know,
debtor.
I mean, scholars have been debating the same fucking questions for thousands of years, Rocky. Nobody can agree on one thing. Nobody can.
No.
No, and if you were to take every book, line them up, turn them to the same page, there's going to be different shit on each page. It's crazy.
That's the whole point. Yeah, that's that Mandela effect people have been talking about. That's why I brought it up.
I think what it is it's people want to make it mean when they want to make it to mean.
Well, you're just proving my point though with religion.
But I'm not making it mean anything I don't want to make it mean. Like if it says debt or debtors, it means forgive people the debt they owe you as people that should be forgetting you of the debt you owe them. That could be there's a lot of things that you can have debt to, right?
But you're taking it a different way than someone who actually wrote the book on that version. Because
it's just like
now,
going to church.
This is why we need that protovisor, right? That the Vatican is supposedly holding, right? Or a time machine. That would prove all this once and for all.
I know. Do you think they're going to ever let anyone know that stuff? Do you think they're ever going to let anyone know that? Because if everything we're talking about right now, it says the Bible's true. Everything's true. The Bible said. If you don't do what the Bible says, you're screwed. Okay.
You go back in time.
They're not going to tell you that. They don't.
You go back in time, right? Because Tesla did make a fucking time machine. He did. On it. Get that time machine. Go back when Jesus was supposedly walking Earth, right? That would solve all of it and record that shit. Bring it back.
My thing is, if they know they're right, why wouldn't they fucking tell everybody and show everybody they're right? When I'm right, if we get into an argument, if I'm fucking right, I'm throwing that shit in your face. I'm like, fuck yeah, I was right. Look, motherfucker, here it is. Why is the church not doing that? That's my thing is
because
are they picking and choosing?
Yeah,
you can't
choosing.
They can't do that.
It's another thing that you guys just talked about, but it's flipped on the other side. Okay, we all have a problem with those preachers on TV that preach Jesus Christ and preach the Lord and then take all that money that people give as offerings that should be going to some kind of ministry to help God spread the gospel throughout the world, right? That's what tithing and all of that stuff is for.
Where do you think propaganda came from, Rocky? Where did people learn it? From the different versions of the Bible. Look at the news today on it. They're picking and choosing what they want in the cycle.
I know that.
That's what they have done with the Bible.
Okay.
So, even ancient astronaut theorists have talked about this. Like the Book of Enoch. Why is that missing? Right?
I can tell you why it's missing. I can tell you why it's missing. It's
because it doesn't.
It's too messianic.
Because it did not fit their fucking narrative of that time.
What it was is it made what it did was it made a lot of people that rejected Jesus Christ look really bad because they figured out that Jesus Christ is the Messiah.
Oh, now you're just pointing the thing what the church wants you to do. They want you underneath the fucking thumb.
Yeah,
Right there.
that's
Just made that point, Rocky, with that quote
church?
right there.
Which church, though?
All of them. All of them. All of them.
How many times have there been schisms and stuff?
Schisms. What's that mean?
Okay, so here's how the church
What's just schism, but just fucking tell me what it means, goddammit.
Okay, so there was a schism in
That's-
the 200s, right? That's when you had the Greek Orthodox, right? The church that the apostles started. Somewhere around
Supposedly.
1,000 years after, actually, it was like it's in this book. I can
Suppose we
actually-
started. We don't know for sure. We're taking another person's word on it. This is why I want a goddamn time machine. Go back.
Well, I think everybody wants that, but until then, we can't really do anything about that, can we? No, we can't, can we? So
yeah, we
shush.
can. We can have this debate over and over, but
Okay, so anyways,
if it was
sometime later, it started earlier, right? Because what happened is there's a bunch of bishops. There was a bishop in Rome, but there was a bishop in Constantinople, and there was a bishop in other places like Egypt and all these other places, right? There was a
you got bishops everywhere. Yeah,
Yes.
bishops everywhere.
Okay, but no one bishop was over another bishop. Okay.
The cardinal bishop was.
No, nobody, not in the Orthodox Church. Nobody was above anyone else. Period. Okay? Because everyone had to answer to one. Who's the one that everyone answers to? God, right? The bishops are supposed to be like shepherds, as people act like sheep because they do stupid crap like Tide Pod challenges. Or driving and making a TikTok at the same time. Or
I don't think that's stupid.
That's just natural selection. That's just natural selection.
Yeah, stupidity, right? Stupidity. But anyways, they're supposed to shepherd the people, right? And they're supposed to get these people to fellowship and worship Jesus Christ together. And then spread the gospel out to everyone else by living the right example and the right life. But everyone scrutinizes everybody else because everybody wants to be better than everyone else and wants to worry about what anyone else is doing but themselves. That's the problem. And then those people that want to hold a mirror to everyone else are too stupid to hold the mirror to themselves and look at themselves and be like, well, I'm screwed up too, right?
And that's a lot of fucking religious people too. That's a lot of them.
That's everybody. So look, everybody's hypocritical. That's why when anyone bashes a Christian, I'm like, who are you to bash a Christian when you don't even believe in that kind of standard?
They don't have to believe in that standard.
Okay? Who are they to bash anyone then? They're no better than anyone else. What makes
Christians
them better
bash
than-
because Christians will bash fucking people too that don't believe too, Rocky. That works both ways. That does. Because there's church people out there that the most hypocrite motherfuckers out there. I ain't saying every one of them, but a lot are.
What are they bashing though?
No, if you don't live your life a certain way, right, compared to what they want you to, they'll fucking ostracize you, Rocky. Look at the Baptist church, right? They don't believe in drinking, but they'll go drink and they'll be in their closet drunks. They're the closet fucking drinkers.
Remember what I told you? Okay, so you had the schism, right? The schism became the Orthodox Church and then the Catholic Church because the bishop in Rome wanted to be the bishop that was over everybody because I guess that's where the seat of power was because of the Roman Empire at the times, right? Yes, because you had Rome still ruling the earth out there.
And Rome didn't die. They just took all that wealth into the Vatican. That's what they did.
I think so also, but also I don't know. Anyways, so later on, Catholic Church became bigger than everyone else, right? But they did not do the same thing the Orthodox did. Okay? A lot of the Catholic stuff, I guess, does come from Orthodox, but there's a certain point where Orthodox does their thing, and it's about Jesus Christ. It's not about Mary and the saints and all of this other shit, right? That stuff is what they started. That does not mean it's right. Then around 15, I forget what year, 1517, I think, Martin Luther stamped his little thing, right, with all these points that he didn't like, that he was leaving the Catholic Church or whatever, right? And that started the Reformation. They tried to reform the church from the Catholic Church, completely forgetting the Orthodox Church, which was the original one the apostles started. You see where I'm getting at? So out of the Reformation, what did we get? We got Baptist, right? We got Pentecostal. We got Foursquare. We got all the different what are they called? Church it's like a different church, man. A different denomination, right? A denomination would be like I'm Southern Baptist or whatever, right? And this guy's Eastern Baptist, if that's a thing, or whatever, right? This person is Pentecostal.
A Baptist is a Baptist. Put
Yeah.
that way.
Or whatever, right? So you have all these different denominations. So these denominations came out with their own doctrines, right? That don't follow the original doctrines that were passed down from God, from Jesus, to the disciples who became the apostles, who were taught personally by Jesus Christ for 3.5 years. So, there's
You're making our point for us, Rocky. You're making our point for us on this one.
How am I making your point for you?
No, because Rocky, you're of the faith, right? That the apostles, that's God's word, right?
Mhm.
But it's their interpretation of it. That's the whole point. It's their interpretation of it. And you talk about all these other.
I'm going to read you this verse, and you're not going to like it, and you're going to disagree with it, but I'll read it to you anyways. Okay?
This ain't Sunday school, goddammit.
I'm just here. Let me read it to you, knucklehead. All right.
Oh, we know we get you on this one.
I don't know if you will. I don't think so.
Oh, your blood's boiling.
I'm not mad at you. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying. You're going to have to answer for it anyways.
Well, that's another thing right there. If you watch those videos, right, of people who actually supposedly passed on, right, and came back to life, right, some say there's a heaven, and some say there's not.
All right, here it is. Okay, it's Timothy. This is Paul's charge to Timothy. Okay, this is the end of chapter 3. Okay, I'll just read this whole thing. That way, maybe it'll give you better context. It says, "But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, charity, patience, persecutions, afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch and Iconium, at Lystra, what persecutions I endured. But out of them all, the Lord delivered me. Yea, and all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution." Okay, yeah, I know that. I've been through that before. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Christ Jesus. So faith is a part of it, right? You have to have faith. All Scripture is given by inspiration of God. So that means God's having somebody write that down, and he's getting them to write it the way he wants them to write it, with the words that he wants you to write. Hold on. And is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So what Paul is saying is everything that's in the Bible. Now, this comes from the original translation, right? This is what God had them write down.
Well, you said doctrine, right?
Yes.
Doctrine could be kind of like brainwashing in a way too. It can be interpreted as that, Rocky. It can be.
I have one on doctrines. Hold on, let me see. Let's see if I can get a definition of doctrines.
But you said the best. It's what you believe in. If you believe it, you believe it.
Huh?
But the whole point, but also too, they hold that over people, heaven and hell, right? And there's no scientific proof or anything. It's what you believe that there's a heaven or hell. Just like there ain't no scientific evidence or anything stating who actually made us. That's what you believe. That's faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But we've all seen those videos where people have done a breakdown of the DNA and they figured out, I don't know what was it. There was like a math thing or something like that, and it spelled out Yahweh.
That's actually been proven wrong. The God fucking code, that's been disproven. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's. Yeah, I think
That's
that
been
actually-
disproven because the Y-Files did an episode on it.
So they just proved it?
They disproved it. Yes.
So who made it? So someone made it up, huh?
Yep. Someone made that up.
Doctor.
Oh,
That's
by the way,
whole-
the guy that does the Y-Files, he
Yep.
was on the Sean Ryan show.
I got that. I got that clip too. That
Yeah.
one shared too. I got that one too. On it. But now we got one person watching.
Yeah. Tasha was watching earlier. She was sending me messages. Funny.
Oh,
Oh.
all right. Now I'm gonna show you that clip from Sean Ryan real quick.
I think I saw it today too. I think.
Yeah, I'm still in the process of watching that episode.
I'm gonna watch that one too, though. So here's that clip. Remember, shut up. I don't need to hear no noises coming out of your room. Little fucking velociraptor.
DARPA was involved in Agent Orange.
DARPA was involved in so many dark projects. The one episode that really got me emotional, I was doing the dark side of DARPA. I found the connection between DARPA and Agent Orange and all the Vietnam chemicals. My father-in-law suffers from every illness that you can have from Agent Orange. It took Jerry 30 years to get his benefits. It made me furious. My family's stocked with military and law enforcement. I said,
When his country needed him, he didn't hesitate. But when he needed his country, they said, take a number, get in line, and hope you're still alive by the time we call your name.
Did your dad get all of his benefits?
there's not enough money.
That's fucking bullshit. That money is already set aside for you, up to 100% disability plus more. He's already entitled to it. I would love to help you get him all of the benefits that he deserves. Her name's Peggy Matthews, and she's out of Boston. And I credit this woman with saving my life. She has helped thousands of special ops guys. Her real passion is the Vietnam generation. DARPA was in
Yep. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that part. We were talking
Yeah.
about, or they were talking about that, and I was watching it.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that one too. I'm gonna watch that whole episode. Cause
It's good so far. Like I said, I've been watching it and stuff. I've been like kind of listening to it here and there. Ugh. Man. Oh my god. Ugh. I'm tired. I fucking slept like shit.
yeah, I know he's up fucking early. You didn't have to get landed off of school. I was like, God damn, you start early.
No, yeah, he's not even here. He was at his mom's. Yeah. I was up super fucking early. I even waited a while before I fucking sent any messages.
Shit, I was just waking up. You fucking like, God damn.
Yeah, I already been
All
up
right.
for quite a while.
This one's for Rocky. Mexican word of the day. All right. There you go.
Mexican word thing. Apocalypse. Are you the type of women that when you take a selfie, you apocalypse?
Hmm. Apocalypse,
That reminds me of Rocky's fucking picture.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at doctrine, right? I'm trying to find a good definition for doctrine. Yes, I don't have a dictionary, I guess. Never really had one before. But
We've kind of moved away from that though. So
from a doctrine, it says what the whole Bible teaches us today about some particular topic. So it can be a particular topic, and that topic could apply to other topics too. Anyway,
well, it's all about what you want to believe. It's what it is.
it is about what you want to believe. I don't really force anybody to believe in whatever, right? Because they're going to believe in whatever they want to believe. I'm going to tell them, look, this is the evidence. I have books in here that'll prove a lot of stuff. That's pure evidence.
Well, that's just one.
Pure evidence that you can't deny. Like you're like, well, fuck, man. Because here's the problem. Here's the problem with a lot of people. This is what I think, anyways, because this is how I think about it. Sometimes when I get mad at God, because there's times where I'm mad at him, right? If something may not be going good in my life or whatever, right? I guess everybody has their moments, right? I'm not Job. I'm not good like he was. I wish I could be, but I'm not. Anyways, I don't want to go through what he went through. Think about it. Out of all the gods that existed, what God do you want to exist the most? If a God had to exist.
The one that was for sex.
Okay. Well,
Well, technically that was a goddess.
no, it was God. God invented sex. That's why he made them male and female. Because there's only two genders. There's only two. Trust the
My
science.
thing is if so before God, before Christianity, there was other religions, right?
Yes.
So why was there other religions if God, the Christianity God, is the one that created religion and created the world and created humanity? Why did it go from nothing to, oh, here's some humans, and now they believe in other things? Why didn't they believe in God?
There's a psalm on it.
Just because there's a psalm doesn't mean that's the right thing on it, Rocky.
So when all of that happened, that would be the dispersion of the people around the earth, right? The nations.
Yeah, I mean, even at the beginning, why wouldn't they be predisposed to think that one God created them?
Because he went down there and talked to them all the time.
He what?
He went down there and talked to them all the time.
So if he went down there and talked to them, why didn't they believe in it? Is my question. If they had physical proof, right? You're telling me they had physical proof. He's standing in front of them, talking to them, and they didn't believe him. So now I'm supposed to believe.
Think about Genesis chapter 3.
It's been a long time since I've read that.
But each religion, Rocky, out there, from Hinduism, right, from 5th century to 15th century BC, right?
Mm-hmm.
They tell a different story. That's what he's getting at. They all tell a different story.
I understand. I'll explain that.
That's the whole. This is why there's been a debate over this. Scholars can't even fucking agree on it, Rocky.
Of course,
they can't.
But you also have to understand the scholars don't want you to know everything. That's true.
Well, my thing is okay. So religion has taken a drastic hit lately, right? It's like numbers are down, right? And the church
actually, I guess the church attendance and everything is down, and mainly it's men that have left.
Yeah. So there's looking at that and looking at the historical numbers and historical belief system of different religions and everything else. The only reason why Muslims are now the religion of the world, basically, because they have outnumbered everybody, used to be Catholicism, and now it's Muslims, is because they are bred into it. They are literally indoctrinated from the minute they are born. That is their identity, right? That is there's no choice whatsoever. Catholicism was the same way back in the day, during the medieval times and everything, with the big push of the church and everything, and the church and kingdoms and everything were tied together, and they had to consummate marriages in front of people and all this. It was an indoctrination type thing. Therefore, now, because of the indoctrination, you can't trust the books. You can't trust what is written in those books because they have been rewritten so many times, and they're designed to indoctrinate you to that belief, to draw you in and want you to go, hey, you know what? That actually sounds pretty good. I want to be a part of that. So therefore, those books are designed to pull you in. It's I'm not saying it's a psyop. What I'm saying is, if I want you to read my magazine over Gilly's magazine, I'm going to write my magazine so it's more attractive to you. And you're going to go, wow, that's a good magazine. Because I'm hitting your needs. I'm hitting your wants. Because everybody wants to believe in something, right? Everybody wants to believe that this isn't finality. Like, this life on Earth isn't a
I
finality.
think most people don't want to believe in anything but what they want to believe in.
Well, what I'm saying is, people don't
It's-
want to
it's-
believe that they
it's
have
just
70 years on this Earth and
nihilism.
that's it. You know, there's nothing else after that.
Yes,
Most people will.
that's what they want to believe.
There's a lot that want to believe there's more and that they're going to experience more, maybe outside of their body. They want to
Yes.
know. It makes them have a sense of
Hope.
hope and feeling of need, you know, like I'm still needed. People are going to see me. The people that have left this world already are going to come and they're going to welcome me to this afterlife, and we're going to get together and we're going to have look at the Vikings, right? Valhalla. They die an honorable death, and then they go to the halls of a Valhalla and they drink with the previous warriors, and they have a good time and a feast and everything else. It's a great time. It sounds amazing, right? I just have a hard time. It sounds like it's designed that way to get people to bend the will of the religion. So like, Vikings were more apt to go to war and fight to the death because they knew that they were promised to go to the fucking afterlife in Valhalla. And Muslims, 72 virgins. I mean, it's in Christianity and Catholicism and all this stuff has all this streets lined with gold and all that. Why do we care if the streets are fucking lined with gold? We were told the whole time on Earth that fucking gold and money and everything else was greed, and that's bad. Why are we going to a paradise? Why are we living above our means in after death? You know, that's the kind of thing that makes me go, why are all of these religions promising shit that there is no proof of? It's just to keep people hooked on that religion. And so that's why I have stepped back and I've studied religions and I've done different things. It's like being a Hindu, getting a sky burial, right? In the Himalayas, you have fucking birds picking your skin and muscle and tendons and everything else off your bones because now you live on in the birds in the sky. No, they fucking ate you and then they shit you out on the side of the fucking mountain. You know, it's like, come on. So like, when I look at religion, I look at, okay, what's their spin, right? Like, what are they really wanting? What are they asking you to do for that religion? And then what was, going on with it? So I have a really hard time believing it. And like I said, I don't sit there and tell people they can't believe in it or they're dumb for believing in it or anything. Like I told my son, he goes to a Catholic school. I said, you can believe in whatever you want. If you want to be a Catholic, you can be a Catholic. If you want to be atheist, you can be an atheist. If you want to fucking worship some fucking shit, I don't care. I love you no matter what. And what's sad is his mom is forcing him to do confirmation. He doesn't want to do confirmation. He's like, why do I have to do it now? Why can't I become a Catholic later if I want to? He's in 8th grade, 9th grade. Why is he being forced to do it? It's not right. I allowed him to be baptized. I'm not baptized. I didn't have I said, you know what? It's your belief. You can do it. Whatever. Just make sure he doesn't fucking inhale a bunch of water and get a dry drowning later on. I don't want him to die in his crib because he inhaled water, and 5 hours later he died from it.
Mhm.
That's the only
And
thing I
look,
said.
yeah, and look what our so-called Christians did to the Native Americans. What they call them? Godless heathens. And they have their own set of different views. Just because they didn't think the same way as the fucking people, our government and all that shit, right? At mainstream America at that time, they were labeled as heathens, godless heathens. Same way the Vikings was, the Romans and all that.
All those people came from what kind of church, dude?
Well,
the joke
in America,
the joke writes itself.
In America, it was all Christians in America that thought that.
Okay, did it come from the Reformation?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all the Reformation shit. That's not the Orthodox Church, dude. Because the Orthodox Church, like everyone forgot about that.
Well, you talk about the Orthodox Church, especially in Russia. Look how many people they fucking killed.
Yeah, I know.
On their fucking religion.
Have you guys forgotten that we're all sinners?
Yeah, we're all fucking sinners.
Okay,
yeah.
so how can you expect someone next to you to be perfect when you're not?
But religion, they expect you to be fucking perfect, Rocky. That's the whole point of this. They do.
You're supposed to try, right? Does trying mean you have to be an idiot to everyone else?
It's all about how you're raised with principles. You don't need the church to be raised the right way.
I know that. I agree with you that. So, but what I'm saying is that's under that person's personal conduct.
But like I said before, until we die, we're not going to truly know the answer. Is there heaven or hell? We're not going to truly know until we die.
But I guarantee you there's a way to find out.
I mean, I'm good at resuscitation. I could kill somebody and bring them back.
I mean, that's the only way to truly find out.
You knucklehead.
No, I mean, Rocky, that's truly the only way. Put it this way. If someone did not believe the Bible like you do, right? They're going to be skeptical of that shit. And no matter how much you try to read to them right about it, they're not going to believe it until they see it for themselves. Like ghosts, right? Do you believe in ghosts?
I think something portrays itself like that.
I don't believe in ghosts because I've never physically seen one.
I don't believe in ghosts, and I've been to some like majorly haunted places. Like I've taken the family and stuff to Edinburgh Manor in Iowa and a couple other haunted places and like the Rock Island Arsenal and all that. I don't believe in it, and I've never seen anything that would suggest there is hauntings and ghosts and stuff. But again, going back to my cousin, she says if you believe in ghosts and aliens, you're not Christian, because that can't happen because God has not made them. And it's like, I'm confused. It does not make sense. But,
okay.
Well, it's all about someone's their own spin. That's what it is.
Okay. That is what the modern day church is taught today.
It's the dumbest thing.
Okay. When I talk to you about these kinds of things, I tell you kind of what we've figured out what they actually are. If you're looking at things from a biblical point of view, right? So you're going to look at angels, right? They can look like men, right? Like they did at Sodom and Gomorrah. They can look like animals too. So they can look like anything they probably want to. Okay. So when you see something that looks like a alien, it could be that angel pretending to look like that.
But also, Rocky, God's Sodom and Gomorrah has not been found. They've been looking for him. No, it has not. They're still debating all that, whether it's been found or not, Rocky.
Where they found the brimstone or whatever it is, the sulfur that catches on fire real easy.
And that's been proven to be like a volcanic shit too. I mean, there's ways to debunk a lot of this shit because they've never found the true spots. Just like when they say the water turned red, right? That's because of minerals. They've proved that one too.
It
because
was
water
blood.
still turns red in certain areas of the world.
It was blood.
Then why does it still do it today? Because of minerals, Rocky.
Yeah, but the first time that it was turned to blood, it was turned to blood.
It's just like when they say fucking Moses fucking parted the seas, right? Well,
Mhm.
technically he didn't part the seas. That was a small strip, right? That was like swampland that they went through.
Actually, I'll read it to you.
No, you
So-
need to watch. No, you need to watch the fucking History Channel, Rocky. Just watch it. Somebody when they talk about shit like that.
So
Just
Sodom
watch
and
it. I'm telling
Gomorrah,
you, watch it.
Sodom and Gomorrah, it still says that it's believed to be in the located in the region of the Dead Sea
Yep.
in the Middle East, possibly submerged under the southern basin of a lake. The precise location is not known, but the Dead Sea area is most likely setting due to its geological features and the biblical description of the cities of the plain. The Bible places Sodom and Gomorrah in the region of the Dead Sea between present-day Israel and Jordan. The area is characterized by a rugged landscape and is situated near the Dead Sea, a large saltwater lake. Submerged locations. Some scholars suggest that the cities may lie beneath the southern basin of the Dead Sea, which is a large inland body of water.
It says they believe it's not been truly found yet.
Yep, and it's in an area that has large geological activity, including faults that could trigger large earthquakes and landslides.
And they cannot, like just like Noah's Ark, they can't fucking prove which one it fell on, which mouth did it rest on. They still debate that question to this day.
While many scholars agree on the general area, there is ongoing research to pinpoint the exact location and understanding of the geological events that may have destroyed the cities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not found yet.
Just like Babylon has not been found yet. They think they know where it's at, but they have not found
Atlantis.
it yet.
Atlantis hasn't been found either.
Rocky, you need to turn on the History Channel. One of these days, when they're doing shit like that, I'm gonna fucking text, hey, motherfucker, turn on History Channel, watch this shit.
I used to watch the History Channel all the time, dude.
Dude, it's interesting. You know,
It is.
because
But
they found the oldest fucking what we talked about the other day, right? They were showing that on Expedition Unknown. You know, they're finding it.
It's what?
Oldest civilization. You know, the oldest fucking city.
Yeah.
They found that.
Uh-huh.
They show shit like that, Rocky, all the time. You need, especially Expedition Unknown. You don't get on Discovery Plus. Watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, so when it talks to the parting of the Red Sea, here's what the Bible says. Okay, here's what it says from the King James. I can read it from the other one if you guys want. The other one's just a more simpler, easier to understand English.
But where they crossed at was not. See, they don't know exactly where they crossed at. And one part of the Red Sea is like a swampy area, shallow area.
Here's what it says about them crossing.
I know what it says when I remember that from Sunday school, church, and all that.
Okay, here's what it says. I'm just reading you what it says. Okay, this is verse 21 in chapter 14, right? It says, "And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night." A strong east wind. So when Moses did that stuff, God made the winds go, right? That's the thing. It's not Moses's power, it's God's power. Moses did what he was commanded to do, because I think before that he said, stretch out your hand or whatever, right? Or do whatever I tell you, and this will happen. Okay, whatever. Okay. And the children of Israel went into the midst. Wait. Stretched out his hand, a strong east wind, and made the sea all night, and made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall upon them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all of Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of the through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off the chariot wheels, and they drave them heavily. So the Egyptians said, Let us flee from the face of Israel. The Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And then it's even more, where he drowns all the Egyptians if you want to go further.
Well, no, supposedly drown them. That's the thing. They have not found any evidence of that. That's all I'm saying. They haven't. No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
Chariot wheels in the
Nope.
in the Red Sea, dude.
Rocky, the thing is, Rocky, the train and all that has changed, Rocky.
The what?
The train, it might not have been a deep end. It could have been a shallow end, Rocky. The chariots could have got stuck trying to go through there.
Well, let me finish with the Bible.
You're just taking, Rocky,
I
it's
got a
fine
book
with people.
on it.
It's fine with people. Yeah, that book was written by a religious person that believes that, Rocky. This is for people who don't believe, right? They want to see physical evidence.
When have you ever known people that don't believe something actually say, hey, guys, I'm wrong. This is actually true?
It happens all the time.
I
They
mean,
usually
when I'm
become
wrong, I
believers.
admit it. You know,
They usually
just,
become believers.
Not
You know-
always, Rocky.
Usually.
I'm a pretty open person, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But I have to see proof. I've been to church, was forced to read the Bible. I was forced to watch the 700 Club.
Okay, now that you were forced to read the Bible, do you think that book is exciting or freaking boring?
What?
I never liked it.
Okay,
The
you
Bible?
think it's boring, right? It's
Yeah.
boring.
Well, it's
So-
it's not just boring. It's not just boring. I've always looked at it, even as a kid, as it was written by a human. God's not a human, right? That's the thing, is he's almighty, he's everywhere, he's doing this and doing that. And why do I have to read a fucking book when he could make it known? That's my thing. Is you shouldn't have blind faith in a book that humans wrote. He should show himself or show something that he exists. Because if he's that important, why would you allow people to not believe in you? Why would you allow people to second guess everything that happens when you are able to create the proof and say, hey, look, I'm real? And then that would change the course of humanity. That would change the course of how we live.
And that's what
100%.
right here.
And you know what? And life would be so much better for people.
I know
Rocky.
that. I agree. Yeah.
And that's what this is what some people say about the Red Sea, right? The parting of it. A number of scholars argue that there's clear proof that it is possible for a part of body of water. So other scholars say that Moses did not cross the Red Sea at all. Just because the Bible changes over time, mistranslations can change the meaning of the entire passages. According to the original Hebrew text, Moses crossed the Sea of Reeds, not the Red Sea. And the
So
Sea
he
of
walked through
Reeds, he walked through it. It's shallow. You know, that's what people are trying to they're still trying to find proof of what? Of that shit. Now, the Red Seas, they did find chariot wheels, yes, because it's very shallow and all
Right.
that.
Well, there's chariot wheels at a certain part where it looks like there's some kind of land bridge, right?
But it's,
And hold on.
Yeah.
And it comes from the time period of Moses. Anyways,
because if you part the sea, right, we all know this, any body of water, right, it ain't going to be dry. That's fucking proven. That's scientific fucking fact.
but the thing is God made it dry land for them.
With what? There was no sun out that time. There was no heat source to make it dry.
He's
That's-
the creator of everything.
Says the Bible. But some people don't even believe in the Bible, Rocky.
Like you got to look at that detail and be like, well, okay, well, they didn't walk in mud. No, it says they walked on dry land.
Just because it says it there doesn't mean it's true, Rocky. Doesn't mean it's true. You know.
But how can you disagree? But how can you disagree with it? There's no other person saying, "Well, no, they didn't do that."
Rocky, and they're saying too that the Red Sea that at that time wasn't there. It was in America.
I know.
So,
that's the whole other thing we haven't talked about yet. Like, I haven't read that. I gotta. What needs to happen is I need to read the books.
I got finished reading one I have too.
Because I want to read that book, and then I need to read those chronology books.
Because the Nile ain't the Nile that we know of. What they say the Nile is.
But Brett, I do have a couple books. If you're willing to read it, I'll send them to you.
For what? Like that it tries to explain the Bible or what?
Bible stuff, yeah.
I mean, so you know me, I study religions and all that. And I just don't necessarily believe in them. I'm willing to read some stuff, to see what it has to say. But, I always have a skepticism because everything is
touched by man. It's touched by man, right?
Yeah, it's all man-made. And that's where I watch everything because I question everything. It doesn't matter if it's religion or any, if I go somewhere and somebody tells me something, I'm questioning it. I'm researching it. That's why, like with the whole COVID thing, I did all my own research. And that's why I said, I'm not going to fucking do any of this shit because it's a fucking flu. I'm not going to do it. And you know what? I've had it probably 6 or 7 times.
The second
I'm still fucking alive.
The second I heard about it, I was just like, this is so fucking fake, man.
Well, here you go,
that's
Rocky.
The thing is, I am all about researching. Even my cardiologist was like, I like having you as a patient because you research everything. You don't just take my word for it. And I go, no, why would I? Humans make mistakes.
Rocky, here you go. The Red Sea, deepest part is 10,000 feet deep, right? The Red Sea. That's been proven. Average is 1,600. It's also 220 miles long.
To the Red Sea, though.
That's what the Old Testament says, yes.
2 parts of the Red Sea.
That's 220 miles long, right?
Like,
and that's been proven.
2 parts. Like, even if you look on the map.
But Rocky, as a wise point, it would have taken Israelites a long time to cross by foot. Bible scholars have claimed that perhaps Moses crossed a narrow, shallower Gulf of Suez, or perhaps a marshy lake on the Suez Isthmus, where the fuck that is.
Isthmus.
Or perhaps the Red Sea was a mistranslation from the original Hebrew in the Bible. If that's the case, we need to let go of visions of Moses creating a wall of water hundreds of feet tall, as you see in the movie Take Mountains. See, they don't know exactly what it was because, like we talked about, different translations get lost in time. That's the whole point of this conversation.
I mean, I can read it out of the Sefer if you want me to, too.
It's going to say the same thing as what you've been saying, Rocky. But we don't know until we get that time machine and say for sure, this debate's going to happen. It's going to happen.
You guys know anyone from DARPA?
I know.
Do you know anyone from anyone that's good in electrical engineering and theories on physics, time travel, wormholes? What else with that? What is it? The Einstein-Rosen bridge from the movie Thor. Wormhole.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, to settle that debate wasn't for all because they're always going to argue it for the next 1,000 years, Rocky. That's going to be argued.
I mean, the argument will stop when Jesus comes back.
Oh, well, just like when they said the rapture was going to come in the 2000s, right? Didn't happen. So,
well, my question is he coming back to? Is he coming back to claim Christianity is the religion of the world, or Muslim is the religion of the world? Because the Muslims believe Jesus Christ is coming back to say that Muslim is the religion of the world.
No.
And Christians are saying it's Christianity. Catholics are saying Catholicism. Everybody's saying he's coming back, but they don't know when, and they don't know how, and they don't know why.
Well, I mean, first things first. Everything he's done is prophetic, right? It's been written about for hundreds or thousands of years. Everything has to do with the methods of the way he wants you to live life, his rhythm of life that he set forth for you guys, for us.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer the fucking question why so many religions have them in there like the fucking frog. You know?
Why are there so many different religions?
No. What Thumper just said about him being in there in the Quran, what Muslims fucking believe.
That's not the same God.
Yeah, it is. It's Jesus.
They're saying the same, Rocky. They're saying the same fucking.
Okay, is
When
that
I was so
is that
hold
the
on.
Jesus of the Bible?
When I
You
was
just-
in Iraq, when I was in
Not
Iraq,
the same
hold
Jesus
on.
Christ.
You just
When I
proved the
was in
point.
Iraq,
No,
when I was in Iraq, I talked to a bunch of Muslims. They were from Iraq. They spoke very good English. I asked them about their religion and why they had such a problem with Christianity and Catholicism and all this. We had hour-long discussions, like hours long.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big things they said was Catholicism, they pray to Mary, Jesus, Joseph, God, that you shouldn't pray to all of them. You should pray to God, is what they said. That is their problem with that. They also said that Jesus, the Son of God, is coming back to earth, just like he did. They agree that he rose from the dead. So he died, he was crucified, he died, and he came back to life. They also think that he will come back to earth and declare that the Muslim religion is the religion of the world. It's the same Jesus that you believe in and everybody else does. It's the same Jesus. I asked. I wanted to make sure, and they were like, "Yeah, it's the same one. He's a
But
prophet."
that just proves the point, Rocky, that Christians believe he's come back from them, and the Muslims believe he's come back from them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And you still have the issue between regular Christianity and Catholicism. And then you can draw the line between Catholicism and Muslim. There's very close similarities. And so, like, everybody believes in this God, and they all think he's coming back to declare their religion is the religion of the world, and that he's here to save the believers, and the non-believers are going to perish, and all this other stuff.
Who do the Muslims find salvation with?
Allah, which is God.
Okay. What does the Bible say?
What do you mean?
There's only one way to the Father to get to heaven.
No. What do you mean? Wait, what are
There's
you
only
talking
one
about?
name which a person may be saved under.
that's a Christian name, not. But Allah is their version of the Christian God.
Allah
Did
is
Islam
God.
start 500 years after Christianity, though?
Allah, no. Muslim was around. There was all kinds of religions before Christianity.
Hmm.
And-
Yeah, they
and
worshiped the moon god.
Where was Mesopotamia?
Muslim
Historically,
country.
Hold on.
Muslim
Huh?
country.
Yeah, but
Iraq.
you got to realize, okay,
well,
what
not just a
kind
Muslim
of religions
country.
were there out there at that
Hold
time?
on. Not just a Muslim country, but it was between the Tigris and Euphrates River in Iraq.
Yeah, it's Babylon.
That is where the cradle of civilization was.
Yes, because that's also
Right.
Sumerian.
So when it comes to their religion, you had. Were Egyptians around before Christ? So you had that, right?
Yeah.
You had.
Yeah. The sun gods and all that. The sun gods.
Well,
You
and
guys
here's the
don't
thing.
let me finish. I'll tell you where these fuckers came from.
Where?
They're the sons of God that God sent to go to the nations because of the Tower of Babel incident. He said, bring them back to me, basically. They didn't. They wanted to be worshipped themselves, and hence the religions became what they are today. They wanted to be worshipped as a creator when they're a created thing. They wanted to steal the glory and the creation away from the actual real creator, the one that created them, that he assigned them to those nations to bring those nations back to Yahweh. Since they didn't do that, That's when Jesus came down. That's when Jesus comes down and he tells you, he has the 70 disciples go out and preach the gospel to all the nations and everything. It's because he's taking all the nations back one by one. He's coming back to take all the nations. He's claiming all the nations and all the people unto himself. But they're going to worship him the way that he says it's going to be done. Now, I know the Muslims believe in the Son of God, right?
They believe in, so depending on the sect, there's different amounts of prophets, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the reasons why Sunni and Shia do not get along, is the amount of prophets based off of bloodline, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing they all agree on, is Jesus is going to come back to earth. He's going to walk the earth and he's going to declare that the Muslim religion is the religion of the world. Now, their religion is older than Christianity. There was other religions as well that are way older than Christianity. My thing is their Quran, is hard to translate as well because it is set up like a poem. And if it's not read correctly, it can be mistranslated. But talking to Muslims and having very long discussions throughout a 12-hour watch or a 15 to 20-hour convoy, trust me, I've had numerous heavy discussions with Muslims, and there's a lot of similarities to what they believe in. You're not going to hear about them because it's not advertised, but there's a lot of similarities to other religions, and it's pretty crazy to actually like listen to them talk about the same shit. They believe in, some of them believe in fucking Santa Claus. Like, what the fuck, that's a fucking Christianity religion, like religious holiday.
Not Christian.
And for Santa Claus, yes, it is now
Definitely, it was a pagan one.
I know. It originally was a pagan holiday.
But now it's been taken over by Christianity.
Yes, and they some of them believe in Santa Claus as well.
I know.
So what do you do? Like, where do you draw the line? What do you figure? That's why, like, I look at it as all religions are just trying to be relevant, and they're trying to be the most relevant out of everybody else. But there's no fucking proof. There's no like, hey, this is it. This is it. Like, this is what it is. There's nothing.
What do you mean by this is what it is?
So you're supposed to follow a religion blindly, hoping that what you read on paper that is written by a human is correct, hoping that you're going to have salvation at the end of your life and be taken to a paradise, whether it's heaven or whatever, going to the halls of Valhalla, or paradise as far as a Muslim goes, and your 72 virgins are waiting for you. I mean, you are putting a lot of faith in some paper that some dude wrote, when I can make an entire story from AI right now and make it fucking believable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a tough one to put some fucking faith into, So I look at it as, until hard evidence is produced, and I mean verifiable, undeniable evidence, I don't necessarily believe in it. And
what would be the linchpin that would make you a believer?
I honestly don't know, because now I don't even trust government.
Because there's a lot of crazy stuff in the Bible, dude.
No, I know. And
a lot of the weird, bizarre things that happen, that's the stuff you need to pay attention to a lot too.
But here's the thing. The weird, unbelievable things like a parting of a sea and all that. Why was it only done once? Why hasn't it happened again? Why hasn't the burning bush happened? it all happened before we were there, and now it hasn't happened since. And all this horrible shit in the world happens. Nothing has stepped up and said, hey, knock it the fuck off, follow my path, and you'll be good. Nothing, ever.
And that flood, that supposed flood the whole world, has never happened yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you know why?
because he fucking did that to fucking crucify the fucking humans that were sinners. You know?
Yeah.
And, and there's a lot more sinners in the world today, Rocky, than there was back then. Lot more. I'm saying a lot more, Rocky.
Okay. Where do you want me to start with that one? Like, you gotta let me tackle one. Like, you're bringing a bunch of things. I'll talk to all of these things. All right. And I'll find documentation and all that stuff. And you can still argue.
The Bible is not true documentation, Rocky. You gotta find other things than the Bible documentation for
No one's ever
like
proven it
this.
wrong, Gilly.
But no one's ever proved that it happened. That it really happened.
Yes, they did.
No.
No, they
No.
did. It's all theory. It's all theory, Rocky.
I'll be
That's
right
all
back.
it is.
One thing I do know is I
Not
need
a
beer.
theory.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible I don't like. A lot of it I can't stand. A lot of it pisses me off. But one thing I won't deny is that it is not completely 100% true. Whether I like it or not, it's all true. Whether I like what it says about me, my behavior, my sins, or whatever, as much as I hate it, it's true. And
That's what you believe.
everybody
That's
else.
what you believe. That's the thing. I mean,
It's
no one has to.
not what I believe, it's what I live.
But yeah, that's what you live how you believe. I mean, there's Rocky. There's nothing wrong with that.
For the longest time, I didn't want to believe. Why would I
Rocky,
want to believe in this stuff?
But
It's
Rocky,
the dumbest, craziest thing to believe in.
Cool.
Because there's way cooler things than that, right? But that's the only one that makes logical sense. It's the only one. It's the
Well, just-
only one. The only one outside of the Bible, when you have an alien abduction, the only thing that stops an abduction is the name of Jesus Christ. It's been documented. Now,
no,
that
it
is
has
crazy
nothing.
in itself, because if aliens are afraid of Jesus Christ, who are the aliens and who's Jesus Christ? Also,
Well, it didn't stop the guy taking the.
they also done archaeological digs about the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and they found that the Romans were getting pissed at people trying to steal graves and steal bodies to make it look like the resurrection of Jesus Christ, because they were sick of the resurrection of Jesus Christ because they couldn't disprove it.
Yeah,
That's
just
an
like-
thing. Okay, then
But they can't prove that's their actual cross, part of the actual cross. They cannot prove that.
what part?
The parts that they say they found.
No, these people were just trying to rob graves at the time, in the times of the Romans, around the time that Jesus Christ rose from the dead, because they wanted to keep on
Oh.
messing with people.
And
Because
just like that fucking cloth that say it has Jesus' fucking face in it, right?
Oh, the Shroud of Turin? We don't know. if
Yeah.
that's-
No, what we're saying, Rocky, they can't prove that it's real or not. They can't.
There should
You know?
be something. There should be something with hard evidence, and there isn't. That's the problem. Is everybody defaults to, oh, the Bible says, and it's like, you got to use something other than the Bible, because the Bible is it's man-made. Like, I need to see hard proof, like DNA, and well, I mean, fuck, even DNA you can't trace. them to
Okay.
anybody. But
Okay, how about this? Those three, we take one of those DNA tests. We'll see what comes back.
you know what's funny is Tasha,
No.
Tasha told me we should all send in our DNA and see if we have any familial ties, because it was when I was
Yeah.
talking about it. She was watching our show and she texted me that. She was like, why don't you all do your DNA and send it in and see if you guys have any familial ties?
I'll do it. Rocky, you gay? I know Thumper is.
I'm not doing that shit.
Why not? Why not?
I don't want to do the 23andMe and crap.
You don't have to. There's other ones out there besides 23andMe
I don't
bullshit.
want to give my fucking blood out and DNA out to
You
people.
already
It's not-
have. You were in the military. They
I
got
know
your
that. I don't
DNA
want
on
to do it
file.
again.
Rocky, it's not blood. It's fucking saliva. That's all it is.
It doesn't matter. The military takes your DNA and they put it on file anyways. You're on
Yeah.
file already.
Yes, I know they can clone me. God, I hope.
Well,
Yeah.
no, they put it this way: if you pissed off the CIA enough, they can frame you something with the DNA that's already on file with all of us.
I know
Guaranteed.
that.
Yep.
I know that.
You know, so there is no argument why not you couldn't do it.
I don't want to do it.
There's got to be a reason. You can't say that the government can't say that no more because they already have our DNA.
Gilly and I'll do it, and there won't be any fucking.
There won't be no familiar DNA between both of us.
Our asses will be like distant cousins or something. What the fuck?
If that happens, it'd be like, okay, no, I'm saying if that does happen, right? Like, okay, you got some credence on that one. If there's anything familiar between us,
Right? It'd be my luck
Yeah.
that I'd be fucking related to your ass.
I figured once I was going to bring that up today, start off with that there was going to be this type of conversation today. You know,
You planned this shit, asshole.
no,
Tell
I
everyone
didn't
this
plan it.
crap is unplanned.
No, I planned bringing up the Mandela effect, right? Just like
No.
everything else.
You didn't even explain to me. We've never even talked about it and explained it before.
Yes, we have talked about Mandela effect. The Capricornia or Fruit Loop.
Was that one of
We
the
talked about
episodes
that.
where I was working and I couldn't be on it?
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
you
the-
was
the
fucking there.
Mandela- The Mandela
You
effect
just don't
is a
remember.
government. It's a government experiment to see how easy it is to erase history, and
Yeah,
to
I
see
know.
if to see if like we will accept it or not. And that's how they rewrite everything. So
Yeah.
this, like the Lord's Prayer and everything else, that's how we got on this, because you have multiple different writings, and that's exactly our thing is our government and other governments are experimenting on us with the Mandela effect. Who's to say it hasn't already been done through the Bible and everything else? Is because
You know, throughout the ages.
yeah, because every generation of humanity tends to want to get rid of certain things and bring in certain things and make people believe a certain way, right?
Mhm.
And the best fucking way to do it is through religion, because people live their lives based off of what religion tells them. And so if it is in their religion, that is the word, that is what they believe. So the Mandela effect also has been used in that, because if you think about it, what the most and I hate I don't want to, I'm going to use the word, but don't take it the way I'm saying it. Gullible, the most gullible type of person is somebody that blindly follows, right? It's there's no proof in front of them other than the book, and somebody standing up in front of them as clergy telling them their interpretation of the book, because the book says one thing, the clergy that is preaching says another thing, but makes it sound like this, and you're getting a whole different view because now he's telling you what he thinks. So that Mandela effect has been ongoing for thousands of years, because throughout the ages, religion has changed. It's evolved. It's just like in 150 years, there will be no record, I can guarantee you, of the Catholic Church being against gays. That'll be wiped from history. You know, because now they embrace gays. Oh, we love the gays. They can be in the church and all this. I can tell you right now, in like 150 years, there will never be a writing about how bad homosexuality is and what it does to erode the society and all the, you know what I mean? And same with contraception. The Catholics, they were against contraception, and now it's accepted. Why? Why is it accepted? Why did their views change? Because they said God doesn't want you to use contraception. He wants you to produce children. He wants you to produce more children of God. And here it is. Now they're like, yeah, wear condoms, do this, do that. That's why I look at it and I go, you're a walking contradiction, because you've always said this and now you're saying this.
And
And
that's why the Muslims outbirth us to this day.
yep, because they're still in the no contraception. You can have up to 4 wives as long as you treat them equally. You can have 4 wives, no more. You can only have 4, but you have to treat them equally. If you buy this wife a house, you got to buy the other 3 a house. Has to be about the same size, same amount of rooms. You have to be able to feed them all that. That is a thing, and they don't use contraceptives. They protect their women. As far as I say protect, that's a weird word to use when it comes to them, because they have different views on women, their property, but they protect them from being seen by other men, and they keep the amount of extramarital affairs completely out. Like they women don't cheat because they'll be killed. It's very strict. It's very primitive. It's very what the Catholics used to be. They just continued it. They haven't evolved their religion. They're probably more true to their religion than other religions.
Mm-hmm.
They are more dated, I guess, historically to their religion than any other religion that I know of, because they have not adapted to other points of views. In their countries, they'll bury a woman up to her fucking head, her neck, and throw fucking rocks at her until she's fucking dead.
See, Moses had multiple wives too back in the day.
Which means he was Muslim more than likely.
You know.
Now, when did they say the Muslim religion started before the Muslim religion? Did it come from the Ur of the Chaldeans?
I don't know what the official. Hang on.
It was Moses.
Hang
See,
on.
Noah had one wife, according to this, right? But Moses had multiple wives.
When was the Muslim religion founded?
But now Christianity tells us it's not right to have multiple wives. But back in the day, they all did.
So
it just wasn't Muslim that did it. All of them did it.
So they're saying the Prophet Muhammad received his first divine revelation from the angel Gabriel in a cave near Mecca in 610 CE.
So that'd be 610 AD.
Right. But it was being practiced before that. That's just when Muhammad received his divine revelation.
Yeah, they were practicing monotheism.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's let's see here.
I mean, look at the Mormons. They can have multiple wives. You know, and that's divine. You know, from divine from Christianity.
Jay, you're cutting out, dude.
No, look at the Mormons. That's part of Christianity. They can have multiple wives right there.
They're not Christians, dude.
What?
They're not Christians.
That's they're part. They worship the same God. They worship the same God, Rocky. They do.
It's a different Jesus Christ.
You know,
they believe that Jesus and Satan are brothers.
Actually, that's been a teaching in all the fucking churches around the world that the devil was a fallen angel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
he's a created thing.
But he could be a brother to Jesus. You don't know for a fact. You just know what the Bible has said. What you read. You know?
Jay, come on.
Hey, we're not trying to disprove you or anything, Rocky. We're just trying. Hey,
I'm
people
telling
have
you
different
what it
points of
says. I mean, you can argue all you want. It's like arguing 2 + 2 is 5.
2 + 2 is 6.
Or you dumb fucker.
No, Rocky. There's no proof that the Bible is 100% correct. That's what you believe, and that's fine if people believe that. You know,
That's the problem. There is correct and there is incorrect.
to you, yes, but other people may not be. Rocky,
What is that? What's the limit then?
it's all about what you believe, Rocky.
When does reality become reality?
It's whatever reality is what you make of it, Rocky.
No,
In life.
what is reality?
It's
Well,
what people see the world.
I can tell you that, like Mormons, Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints, they believe in it is a little bit different. Their God, they believe in he was a human and he worked himself to a godly state. That he did what he needed to do on earth to then become God. So there is that. There is a little bit of a difference there. I mean,
But you can't discredit what they believe versus what you believe, Rocky.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can discredit it, but the problem is who's right. You don't know.
It's credited if there's no actual real evidence or documentation.
You just said yourself there's no real evidence of what you're saying in your Bibles, other than what that's right there. Just because it gets put down words right doesn't mean it's 100%
What do you
true.
mean there's no evidence?
They have not found where the Red Sea parted. They have not found Noah's Ark, any of that shit.
Uh-huh.
They've never found anything where these places have been at that the Bible talks about. They have not found them.
Uh-huh.
They can't find Jesus' tomb. They think they know where it's at, but they don't know for sure where it's at.
Why would it matter if you found his tomb? He's not there. He's risen.
But at
Rocky,
least we
because
would
people,
know.
but people are not going to just take a blind word to things anymore, Rocky. That's the whole point of this.
I know that. There's a parable on this. Can I read you the parable that he talks about this in?
Sure.
Go ahead, because it ain't going to stop you anyway. So fuck.
It's not going to stop
Go
me because
ahead.
you're proving my point, you dingle fuckers.
No, and you're proving our fucking point too, Rocky, jackass.
I'm not
You
saying, I'm just saying this is what it says.
But you're saying that's evidence. You have said that, yes, but that's not evidence. I can take a book, right, and say the sky is fucking pink, right, and that's evidence the sky was pink.
Where is it at?
But the Mandela effect, it's all about glitches in the society. All right, let's take a little trip to the back and see if we can sneak in that motherfucker.
I'm down. Can we do that after our group trip to Afghanistan? I told you I could be your guys' tour guide.
Because there's over 15 fucking miles of fucking archives underneath the Vatican.
I bet you it's way more than that. Way more than that.
But that's what they say, 15.
I bet you it's at least double.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
Your game starts
Because at the first Bible, huh?
Your game starts soon.
Well, my game, fuck that. Fuck that. No, I'm done with them.
I haven't been.
We got our ass handed to us by the fucking Athletics. The Athletics whipped our ass 11-2 the other day.
Yeah, that's who you're playing tonight too.
I know. Yesterday was a day game. Yesterday was.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, motherfuckers. Assholes.
I'm 0-0 right now with the Braves.
See, Rocky, you think we're laying credence what we're saying to your shit, and we're saying you're laying credence what we've been saying too.
Huh?
On it.
We're just.
You said we're proving your point, and you've also been proving our point right too. So.
Well, you have to either shit or get off the pot.
I ain't gonna I ain't gonna take the Bible's word anymore. Never. No. I
don't even touch the pot.
Yeah. I mean, I believe there's a creator, but no one knows who that creator truly is until we die.
think you need to reread the Bible again, bud.
I ain't rereading shit on that, Marky. No. Because Thumper even said it. It's the interpretation. Because anybody like a clergy, whatever, right, can reread that same passage, right, and interpret it a different way. You interpret a different way than what the clergies do.
How about just read it as it's written?
But then you still got to interpret it, Rocky, and what that means.
Well, and that's the thing is
you can have 100 different meanings.
Depending on who wrote it, it's going to sound different.
You can have, yeah, you can have 100 different people. Thumper made this point earlier. 100 different people could read that same passage, have 100 different fucking views on it. Like he was talking about magazines, right?
Yeah, look at news. I mean, you watch CNN and then watch Fox, and then you relate better to
and watch Newsmax.
Yeah, and you relate to one, and you're like, how the fuck do these people have this point of view? Where did they go wrong? How do they not see where they're wrong? And I'm the same way when it comes to reading the Bible, because it depends on who's writing it and what they want you to understand and know.
Well, I mean, just like the news shit, Gateway Pundit. It's different than fucking CNN, Fox News, Newsmax, all of them. You know, it's about the same story, but a different point of view. All things.
Yep.
Well, you're going to have to choose a point of view, guys.
Yeah, but we don't have to choose the same way everyone else does.
Yeah, my point of view is I don't trust a book that's written by people.
You're going to be looking a long time for evidence, homie.
Well,
because they're never going to.
And that's why Rocky. That's why there will always be this debate that they've had for thousands of years too.
Yeah. People didn't believe it
scholars
when
can't
he
even
was walking the earth, apparently.
Huh?
People didn't believe it.
And scholars can't even. Go ahead.
I said people didn't believe it when he was walking the earth, apparently.
I know. I'm trying to find the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. It's going to explain why you don't believe. It's going to explain all this shit right here. I just can't remember where it is in the Gospels.
Just use your AI. Look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
use AI. Come on.
I'm trying to get you guys using it more.
Now, what you do is fucking addicted, especially on the pictures. Yeah, I try. It wouldn't make you like when I stole a picture off your Facebook when you hold that axe, right?
Yeah.
When you're clean shaven. I tried to fucking get a picture, make it like an axe murderer, right? Wouldn't do it.
No.
You know, they said, we can't. I'm like, what the fuck? That's it. To say, turn that picture to here's Johnny. It did that one. We wouldn't do that one. I'm like, same fucking thing.
There's some parameters on AI that it will not do. Like, I wanted to search through some text messages to see if there was something that was mentioned. It will not even go through your text messaging.
Nope.
It can't do it. It refuses.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's kind of nice knowing that, because if it can't do that, it's definitely not going to get control of our nukes and kill us all.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. Maybe in a year or two. I don't know.
Because somebody has to program that motherfucker first.
No,
if it's anything like the Terminators.
Nope. It's done being AI is done being programmed. Basically, what they do is they put the program out there, and it pulls from everything on the internet. It learns everything on the internet. It learns searches. It learns answers. It does all of it on its own. So once you get AI out there, once you put it out there, you don't touch it. It learns and it adapts as time goes on.
But it cannot do a simple job. Taco Bell found this out, right? Fucking some kids ordered 18,000 cups of water, fucked up that AI, fucking fucked it up.
Yep.
You know,
But I bet you in a week it'll be able to do it. It'll learn.
But they should have tested. But they should have tested that out before they installed it. too.
You can't test out an order for 18,000 cups of water. You know,
Actually, somebody's going to think of. They should have thought of that. If I go to another drive-through and I see it's AI, I'm going to do some weird fucking number. I'm going
Checkers
to see
is
what
a
it
big
does.
one with Checkers is a big one with AI.
I don't have checkers here.
I know. But what I'm saying is it adapts and it learns and so it'll make one mistake. Then it will learn how to fix that mistake. So it'll never make that mistake again. But there will be other mistakes later on down the road, different ones, and that's how it learns. It learns that mistake and it fixes itself because eventually the fix will be put on the internet. Once it's put on the internet, it's got the fix. So
Well,
it's
it depends
already-
on. Well, then you got to trust what's on the internet is true. Sometimes that shit ain't true.
Well, that's where AI pulls from everywhere and it compares answers, and then whatever has the most like legitimate that this happened, we did this and it fixed it. It will actually use that and it will incorporate that into it now.
See, Rocky, you missed that debate between me and Thumper after fucking the one episode. You know what? That was
Yep.
Friday's episode, wasn't it? That's Friday's episode, yeah.
What,
Yeah.
Friday? On what?
No, it might have been the week before.
No, it was the week before.
Week before, yeah. Got it. No, well, after the food fucking podcast, the Thumper was talking about AI. Yeah, we've had this debate before.
I called him out. I'm like, here you go, motherfucker. Here's the like. I was like, get your AI out and use it. Fucking learn. There was some shit that it won't do, and it's like we were doing the AlphaGal stuff. It's wiped. It's not on there. So like, it won't pull up any conspiracies on AlphaGal,
Really?
which is crazy.
But it was correct. In 1972, Lyme, Connecticut, on Lyme disease.
Yeah.
It was correct on that one. It was.
Yep.
But there's no conspiracy theories out there about Lyme. AlphaGal, there is.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the internet has been scrubbed of that. You know, because there's people, but you look on those chat rooms, right, or Facebook pages, right, or groups, there's some people that have stated they've been suffering from this from the 80s and 90s, too, not early 2000s, like AI was trying to say. You know? Okay. Oh, we got Rocky today.
You got what today?
Rocky's gonna.
We
feel
got you
attacked.
goaded today.
Gummy?
Goated.
Dude, I'm
We
not
got you
mad.
goaded today.
No, like you know how many people have told me crap like you guys
The
have?
more,
It's like,
no, the more you started on shit, that's when we started wrapping it up a little bit.
I know, but like you won't let me answer one thing.
We did.
So
Oh shit, Rocky, we did. But then you go into other shit. Like, no, stay on task, Rocky. Stay on task.
all right, so where is it? It's called The Rich Man and Lazarus, right? This is a parable, and it's like an example of life in our reality. In this reality, this is what life is like. Whether you believe in this shit or not, this is what life is like. It says, there was a rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen, and who feasted sumptuously every day. And at his gate was laid a poor man named Lazarus, covered with sores, who desired to be fed with what fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, even the dogs came and licked his sores. The poor man died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's side. The rich man also died and was buried, and in Hades. Being in torment, he lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham far off and Lazarus at his side. And he called out, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus to dip the end of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am in anguish in this flame. But Abraham said, Child, remember that you in your lifetime received good things, and Lazarus in like manner bad things. But now he is comforted here, and you are in anguish. And besides all this, between us and you is a great chasm. It's also called the Great Divide in some other words, has been fixed in order that those who would pass from here to you may not be able, and none may cross from there to us. And he said, Then I beg you, Father, to send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, so that he may warn them, lest they also come into this place of torment. But Abraham said, They have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. And he said, No, Father Abraham, but if someone goes to them from the dead, they will repent. He said to him, If they do not hear Moses and the prophets, neither will they be convinced if someone should rise from the dead. That's talking about everything.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
But that's still
We
that's
don't, we
still
don't
more-
have to. We could talk about this another time. We can talk about this on
I
another
mean-
episode.
I mean,
it's-
that's-
No, we're gonna leave the
almost
Bible shit alone on the next one because that's 2 episodes we brought the Bible shit up.
no, I had no
That's,
idea you were going to do that, dude.
Rocky, that's why half the shit I don't. A lot of shit I said to you, I ain't gonna bring it up on here. There's shit that's all by a fucking messenger that you don't see until I bring it up on here.
Yeah.
it almost sounds like talking in circles. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
How so?
It doesn't really say anything other than like what the Bible said and everything. I mean, there's no actual, like I said, proof to it. It's just because somebody was talking about it doesn't mean that that's what it was. You know, like there's just no actual hard proof is what I'm saying. It's so and so said this. Okay, I can say all kinds of stuff. And I can tell my son, and then he can tell his kids, and they can tell their kids, and doesn't mean it's correct, you know.
It's an oral story that was written down. That's all it is. Look at
Well-
Native Americans. Their stories.
Look at our 9/11. Look at how that's changed. The actual official record has changed now. I mean, and that's not that fucking long, you know. 24 years. And the record has changed
Mm-hmm.
because the government hid shit. I'm sure the governments and the entities that be when it comes to religion are wanting to hide some shit. They're wanting to change some stuff. They're wanting you to believe blindly without looking bad. You know, they don't want to look bad, so they're going to hide shit from you.
Okay.
And
But
you know,
before all these other things, what's the one thing about Jesus Christ that stands out about everyone else?
to who though? Because he doesn't stand out to me.
To the world.
And not everybody in the world believes in Jesus either.
Yeah, but he's been proven to be real.
No, people
No,
believe
he's not.
that he was real.
People are saying he's real. There ain't no physical proof.
Josephus talked about him.
Rocky, we was not there, so we have to take one person's word on shit. People word that wrote the Bible, we got to take their word, but we was not there. That's called faith.
So
That's called faith.
how are you going to even learn anything to have any faith? What are you going to look at? Because you've ruled out everything.
You don't have to have faith to learn.
I had an.
What are you going to learn it from? Because you can't trust any source. What are you going to do? Piece it together?
People can read it, Rocky. Doesn't mean they have to believe it, Rocky.
They don't have to what?
Believe it.
They don't have to believe it?
You can read whatever, and you don't have to believe what they're saying, Rocky.
I know that.
That's what we're saying. They don't have to.
But you can't say that it doesn't say that. That's what a lot of people say. They say, well, that's not what it says. No, that's what it says. Read what's written.
But you can still interpret different things from a lot of the shit too, Rocky, because everybody does it. Every fucking pastor does it. Every priest does it. The Pope does it.
Okay, and?
So that's their interpretation of it, Rocky.
And do I
You know-
care about their interpretation?
No, but I'm saying a lot of people do. Doesn't mean it's the right one.
I remember growing up, I got in big trouble, and I had an invisible friend, and my invisible friend and I did the fucking thing, and I was the only one that got in trouble, and nobody fucking believed that my invisible friend fucking urged me on to do it. It's all about how you perceive things, right? So when I perceive something, I look at the total, right? I don't look at what other people believe. When I believe in something, I actually look at what I believe in and what I can justify, right? So
Well, that's the question: is what do you actually believe in, Brett?
I don't believe anything as far as a higher power. Gilly believes in a higher power. He believes in something more stronger than us.
So you're an atheist, right?
In a sense. I mean, I don't believe in spirits. I don't believe in any of that. Like, I believe in humans, and that's about it. I haven't seen an alien. I've never been presented with any evidence of an alien that was a legitimate thing. I mean, I've seen plenty of fucking videos that have been doctored and proved disproven. I've seen just like Bigfoot. In today's world with the technology that we have, we should be able to pick a fucking Bigfoot out, no problem with a satellite. Not a problem. If we can read a license plate on a car from outer space, we can fucking find a Bigfoot. Just saying. And so when it comes to believing things and understanding, I don't trust people. I don't trust a lot of people at all. And so trusting people also comes into what they write, their stories, and even the word, like the spoken word stories. So spoken word, written word, unless physical fucking evidence is like, look, this is it. I don't believe it. So I don't know what's going to happen when I die. It is what it is. You know, I can't be faulted for not believing in something blindly and not being shown. If let's just say, okay, there is a God, right?
But
Well,
here's
just-
my question. My question
hold on.
is,
Hold on real quick.
Mhm,
Say there is a God,
mhm.
and he doesn't show me that he's here. He doesn't show me that he is a real thing. And I don't believe in it. Am I at fault? Am I not going to get into heaven now because he didn't show me he was real? My thing is why is it
verses on that?
why is it expected that I just blindly believe in something when everything in my life has shown me that I need physical proof?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and the Bible can be considered fiction too, and nonfiction. It depends on who you talk to.
Okay.
He can't expect me to believe something that a human wrote that I've never even met. I can't judge their character. You know, a lot of people lied back in the day. A lot of people were fucking
This is
lying,
why I want a fucking time machine right here.
right?
Come on now.
Okay. Let me read this to you, okay? Let me turn on the other light real fast. This is a pretty important passage.
You better get your glasses out too, old man.
Shut up. This is actually fun. This is like completely different from what we always talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Romans, right? It's Romans chapter 1, verses 18 through 31, I think. 18 to 31.
Now remember, this ain't fucking church, so we don't want a big long fucking sermon.
Okay, no, I'm just gonna read it to you, okay? All right, here's the context of what it's talking about, okay? It says before that, Paul is writing to the church in Rome, okay? because there was a church in Rome after people started leaving, right? People left, or people would go to Passover and then they would go back to their house, wherever they lived in Rome or whatever country it was, right? And if they believed in Christ, they would start a church there, or Paul or someone like that would. Okay. The righteous shall live by faith. It's just verse 16 says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. For in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith for faith, as it is written, the righteous shall live by faith." Okay? God's wrath on unrighteousness. Here's where accountability comes, okay? Says, "For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who by their unrighteousness suppress the truth. For what can be known about God is plain to them, because God has shown it to them. For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made, so that they are without excuse. For although they knew God, they did not honor him as God, or give thanks to him, but they became futile in their thinking, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Claiming to be wise, they became fools, and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images resembling mortal man and birds and animals and creeping things. Therefore God gave them up in their lusts, and therefore God gave them up in their lusts of their hearts to impurity, to the dishonoring of their bodies among themselves, because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie, and worshipped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this reason God gave them up to dishonorable passions, for the women exchanged natural relations for those that are contrary to nature, and the men likewise gave up natural relations with women, and were consumed with passion for one another, men committing shameless acts with men, and perceiving themselves to due penalty for error. And since they did not see fit to acknowledge God, God gave them up to a debased mind to do what ought not to be done. They were filled with all manner of unrighteousness, evil, covetousness, malice. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, maliceness. They are gossips, slanderers, haters of God, insolent, haughty, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedient to parents, foolish, faithless, heartless, ruthless. Though they know God's righteous decree that those who practice such things deserve to die, they not only do them, but give approval to those who practice them." That's why. That's why there's this whole thing right now. Everyone is denying what is plainly seen. No one can look at Earth and look at animal life and look at all this stuff and say, this all happened by accident. Someone made it.
Doesn't mean it was fucking God.
That is one of God's invisible attributes. He created everything. Now, if you want to say it was evolution, you gotta explain it. If you want to say it was the Big Bang Theory, you got to explain why all these other planets and stars and everything are spinning in different directions.
Well, actually,
where's the order in that? Okay.
My thing is
I mean, dude, we've
always
been going for like 3 hours. We probably need to end it and talk about this
no
later.
matter how we were created, there's evolution. You can't deny that.
What do you mean by evolution?
Evolution, as far as how people have changed through the years, how animals have changed through the years. Everybody has actually evolved through the years. That is not that is a scientific thing. It has
so they've changed.
Absolutely. And the thing is who's to say we didn't start through evolution? Because we could have started off as a single cell, thing, and then boom, now here we are. Because I mean, there is good evolution and there's bad evolution. And right now, there's bad evolution going on in human spines because of technology. There's a proven fact that there is an evolution going on right now in our body.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an evolution in our brains as well.
Is it man-made or nature-made?
It's affected by your surroundings. That is evolution.
Man-made.
Whether it's man-made or it's natural, it's still an evolution. It's still a change to what you were, right? So it
That
doesn't
sounds
matter
like transhumanism.
if you were living in the woods right now,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So everybody's like, "Oh, ESP, right? Do you believe in ESP?"
Extrasensory perception?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So you know the theory
I
behind
don't
that,
dismiss it, but I don't know.
right? And that's exactly what Gilly and I are saying about religion. And the reason why I bring up ESP is because there are people that supposedly have it, right? My aunt is one of them that says she has it. My mom absolutely believes she has it because my mom tried to kill herself. My aunt was 3 states away, called my mom while my mom was overdosing, and my aunt got help to the house. She felt something was off. She called my mom. I don't know. They trace back, they say ESP is from when we were cavemen living with dinosaurs. And the ESP kept us from getting ate by the dinosaurs because we could feel something was there and something was off and we were being stalked. Right? So now we've evolved past that point. So now we don't use that part of our brain anymore. Okay? It's just like deja vu, right? Deja vu is done in a part of your brain that you don't use on a regular basis. It stores memory. And supposedly the theory behind deja vu is the event has already happened, but you haven't registered it yet. There's a delay. Boom, now you register it and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've done this before. Yeah, because you just did, literally seconds ago. So there's that part of your brain. And I think that
My deja vus happen years apart.
yeah, it will. It depends. It depends on how it is because your brain, a memory might have gotten lost in your brain in the path that goes to your actual storage, right? You have so many pathways in your brain. You're only using like 10 to 15% of your
No,
brain.
it's what I mean like
You
is
know.
like when you guys were hanging out with me back in July,
Uh-huh.
I had a deja vu moment, but that deja vu dream, that dream was like years ago while I
Right.
was still in the Navy.
Yeah. So you
And then
had
I
that
was like,
memory.
and then one day I was walking out to the garage, you know, where back there, right, where the food truck and everything's back at. And I was like, man, I just had a deja vu moment right here. But that dream was like years ago, and I never told anyone about that.
So your brain fired off a memory uncontrolled. It fired off a memory, and that's what gave you that deja vu. Guaranteed.
Maybe.
It's a brain thing. It's a pathway issue. Like when you had that memory, the original time, it got lost in there and it got stored in a part of your brain that you couldn't access. Then all of a sudden you were walking and it released it and it finally found the fucking pathway and it because something triggered it. And that's why like when I look at religion and everything else, it's like it's all kind of the same. It all falls under that it it's a way for civilization to control people. Is how I feel.
Rocky, I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna send it to the group about a YouTube channel. Watch it. It's kind of like the White Files, right? But they talk about some different things that the White File never has either.
Okay.
Let me see here. It talks about the Black Tom incident, the little tape talked about last time on Sunday.
Oh, you guys thought it was about Marvel Comics or some shit like that?
No, we did. We was telling you it's not about Marvel Comics.
Yeah, I know.
Sunday.
I know. Like, I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, dude.
But no, all right. There we go. Well, send it to the group. Just watch it. It's interesting. It talks about the Mandela effect, all this shit, right? You know, it does. You know, glitches in fucking society and all that. You know, so I mean, some of it's a little far fetched, even for me to believe. you know. But I ain't gonna say that they're wrong on it or anything like that. I'm not going to, you know.
Well, sometimes two things can be true at the same time.
And they talk, and they talk about doppelganger too, right?
But there's like only one thing that cannot be denied.
But like timelines, right? Doppelgangers shifted over to other timelines, you know.
See, that's the parallel universe theory, right?
Yeah.
Or the
multiverse.
Yeah, I don't know if that's real or not yet. It's a cool concept, but I don't know.
It's the same thing with a lot of people in the Bible, Rocky. That's the same thing right there. You know, I mean, people believe in the multiverses. You know, some people do. Me on the multiverse, until I see it happen, I don't know. You know, just like doppelganger, right? Now, if I'm running myself exactly dressed the same fucking way, right, I might shit my fucking pants. You know, because on that channel, I was watching it this morning, right? Before I took me a nap today, this lady was boarding a plane in the airport, ran into someone that looked just like her, dressed like her, everything. You know, and she got on the plane. Well, you're already boarded. She goes, no, I'm not. You know, and then people like that just vanish. You know, you're a doppelganger, you don't see them again. You know, so no one knows if it's a glitch in the timeline or what. No one knows for sure.
I feel bad for someone that looks like me. Shit.
But everybody, you know how people say, right, that I've seen you before. You could be in a new state that you've never been to, right, or new city you've never been to.
Yep.
I've ran into that ever since I was in the Navy. So I'm like, no, not me. I said there might be people that look close to me, like me, because at boot camp, you know, there was a guy. The only thing difference between us was our hair color. Only thing difference was the hair color. His was more black, mine was brown. Same height, same build. And he ended up being a long lost cousin, come to find out. You know.
So Brett, so what do you want to know when it comes to what are you looking for?
There's nothing I'm looking for or anything specific. If it happens, it happens. If something proof comes up that I actually believe, I'll believe it. I'm not looking for anything in particular. Like I said, there's too much history between now and then. And I mean, I look at some stories that have been told over time, and I'm just like, that's fucking retarded. How can anybody believe that? You know? And so I kind of look at a lot of those stories as that too. It's just they weren't the best record keepers. So that if they weren't the best record keepers, what tells me that book is going to be 100% accurate? You know,
and it's considered nonfiction without really any proof. You know,
it's the only book that's considered that.
Huh?
It's like the only book that's considered nonfiction.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Has no
they
proof.
say it because it's under Oxford's thing, but it's so popular, right? That's why they label it as nonfiction. You know, yep. I mean, I'm like Thumper on that one. Now, if I see a burning bush and I hear the words right, okay,
I'd probably set that bush on fire. Just saying.
No, goddamn it. You know what I mean? If there's no one else around you, right? You know, look, okay, you know, but
I'm a pyro.
Well, I would say, I mean,
what?
Being that you guys do not have faith, that's going to be a tough one because you're going to have to look.
It's just not your faith.
Look, if you don't want to look, you're not going to find it. I mean, the only thing I'd say is you need to pray.
Right.
You need to pray. You need to get down on your knees, face down, and pray, and just be like, hey, this is me. I'm talking to you. If you're really real or something like that, please reveal yourself to me.
And look at me.
Maybe he will reveal himself to you.
But look at how many people throughout the world have done that, and he never answers it. Too.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
That's Rocky. So
I know.
I believe more than Native Americans do that there is a creator. But I'm not going to sit there and say that it's from the Bible. I'm not going to. You know, Now, growing up, I did believe that, right? But when they start messing with history, right, you gotta start critical thinking on shit, right? You know, you gotta question shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't question it, then you're just blindly falling just like the rest of the sheep. You know, if you don't question things, you know that
Mm-hmm.
things have to be questioned. If you don't get the answers that you want, you keep questioning until the right answer comes along. You know, sometimes you may never get the right answer. You know,
I think that's where a lot of people are at right now.
yeah. And with the like churches and money, right? No, fuck that. No. You know, if I want to believe in a religion, I'm gonna believe it, but don't mean I have to give you fucking my money.
Right?
If I want to give you my money for a donation, I can. But just don't expect it from me.
Don't require it.
Yes. And every fucking church I've been to quite a few. I'm trying to find one, right? That's after I got out of Navy, right? Not everybody, but I'd say about half the people in there fucking hypocrites.
Well, so
Why do you
another
think?
issue-
Why do you think I was like the most a-religious guy in the world when you guys met me?
You was you was not religious when you and I met.
Yeah,
You was
I
not.
want
I knew you beforehand. So
yeah. Like when we met, you knew how I was.
yeah.
well, I knew him before he really found religion, and then he found religion and he changed. But
To me, it's not a religion, dude. It's not a religion. I don't do rituals.
my thing is
I don't sit down, stand up, and eat bread and do this and say that and say Hail Mary. No, I don't do that.
But even true, like
In truth, when I pray, sometimes I bow my head. Sometimes I look up. Sometimes I have my eyes open.
my thing is
it's still a religion. Still a religion.
why is the Catholic religion the only one that has all these artifacts, all these paperwork, and all this stuff, right, hidden in the vaults? Why are they one of the most hidden and non-truthful religions out there? Because they deny, they don't tell the truth, they don't show the proof or any. If they had the fucking truth and the proof, if they legitimately had it, and it was going to change the course of the world, and it was going to make people believe, why wouldn't they want to put that out there?
Just like the aliens. You know, is there a ship coming? Is there a ship coming? Hostile aliens coming?
But you never hear of a Methodist or a Baptist church having all these collections of stuff in these vaults or paperwork, or you know what I'm saying? There's not even really a Muslim place that has all of this stuff. Because their stuff is done through word of mouth. And the Catholics have all of this stuff. And it's like, okay, if it was legit, show the world. Make them believe. Because wouldn't that be what God would want? Is, hey, spread the word. Show the proof. Make believers. Grow the belief.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, they hoard it. They keep it underground. They deny things. They've done practices that are questionable. Exorcisms. It's questionable because who's to say that just wasn't a mental illness and they didn't cure it and they called it the devil? Because if you think about it, look at all the other shit that we've done to, in the words of medicine and religion, that we didn't cure because of mental health. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? It makes you question and it makes you doubt and it makes you go, well, why the fuck aren't they out there going, hey, look, here's the fucking proof. Here's what we have. Look at it, study it, understand it. Maybe we'll convert some people. Maybe you'll believe. Why would they say, nope, we're not going to fucking show you. We're not going to tell you. We don't know anything about it. We're not going to, we're going to deny, but you're a bad person for not fucking believing.
You're at the perfect starting point to actually look for all that stuff.
But you can't see it, Rocky.
Hidden. It's all hidden.
That's more fucking.
It's not hidden, dude. What?
Yes,
the obvious.
Yeah,
listen, knucklehead. The
Listen,
obvious
knucklehead.
answer, Hey,
Listen, Linda.
if they have all that stuff in the Vatican archives and the Catholic Church doesn't want to reveal what it says, why do you think that is?
We don't know, Rocky.
They
No
don't
one
want you to
knows.
know the truth.
No one
Okay.
knows for sure.
What do they say is the truth?
That God exists.
Okay, no. What are their doctrines of truth? What do they believe about?
What do you mean?
Okay.
I can't answer that because I'm not Catholic. Fuck
Do
that. No.
they deify Mary?
Yeah,
Okay. That's wrong.
tell them that. I know.
And that's wrong. So the stuff that they're going to have there, if it's going to prove the Bible right, it's going to prove some of the stuff they believe wrong.
But
Yeah.
why are they
And
the only ones that have it?
I don't know. There's a power grab. Now, my thing is, okay, if they have false doctrine in the church, which they do, right? Unfortunately, that's the truth, right? It's the truth. They broke away from the Orthodox Church that everyone seems to forget about, that I didn't even really know about until recently.
Have you looked
They
at
don't
Orthodox?
worship, they do not worship the same God.
Have you looked at Orthodox though and their beliefs?
Yeah, I have books on it and I'm studying it.
It's a little off. It's not. That's the other thing is it's not even close. Yeah. But if you look at it and you read it, it's a different point of view. It's a different. Who studies Orthodox the most in the world right now?
Probably the Orthodox.
What country?
Probably Russia.
Yeah.
And
And
I
and
guess
here's
there's other churches throughout the world. I know there's one in America somewhere.
and if
I
you
don't know
look
where.
at it, if you look at that religion, if you actually study it and look at it, you're gonna go, what the fuck? No, this isn't right. They are one of the most out there religions, believe it or not, the Orthodox are. And
Why?
because of the way they believe, the way they live.
What do they believe?
Compared to everybody else, their views are completely different. And that's the thing is like Catholicism actually was not it didn't necessarily branch from Russian Orthodox. Catholicism they used Orthodox as a foundation at first,
Mhm.
but they were like, yeah, no, this isn't right. So we're gonna create our own. Then they created Catholicism. So the Catholicism by itself, without the Orthodox portion of it, in the Orthodox, the way they live, the way they dress, the way they pray, the way they conduct their everyday life is a lot more like Amish almost. They're supposed to be very simple and live off of the land and everything else, and they're not supposed to have anything as far as uh, nothing of value, basically, right? And the Catholicism, they split off a long time. They weren't even part of it really. They just used it as a foundation and then they built it up from there. And Catholicism swept through Europe, obviously. And the reason why I think it happened that way was because you had Russian and you had European, and they didn't want to associate with Russians, so they made their own religion. And so you had Catholicism sweeping through Europe, and the Romans had their own shit, Greeks had their own shit. It was a whole power struggle, and it was whatever religion was on top made the most money. And it was a way for them to oppress the Russian Empire, the Tsars, because back in the medieval times, Russian and European, they were against each other, like the kingdoms, right? And they would occasionally marry, cross the lines to keep the peace enough, and they would have to decide on which religion they were marrying under. And eventually Catholicism won out, and any Russian bride that came over to keep the peace in Europe would end up being a Catholic eventually. And so then Catholics spread, and it became the religion of the world because it was the most popular, which I don't understand why, but it did. But then now you have that declining and the Muslims now gaining ground again, which they did in the past. They were way up there as well. So the way I look at it is it's a power grab. It's a way to control you. It's a way to make you abide by their rules.
Who?
Huh?
Who?
The church,
Who runs the church?
whoever they put in charge at the time. Because every church has its own leader.
And who are they supposed to be getting their orders from?
Well, supposedly God, which
Okay. And if they're doing things that are against what God says to do in the Bible, who do you think they're following orders from?
well, I think it's all bullshit. I don't think God's talking to any one of them. Because if he's talking to them, why isn't he talking to the mass? Why it would be easier to go to the masses and say, look, I'm followers under this religion to do this, this, and this. And do it on Sunday. Why? It doesn't make sense. No. God should go, hey, I'm here. This is me. Follow these fucking rules, otherwise it's your ass. Period. Done. Easy,
Yeah.
right?
It's Saturday in a certain religion. That's Sabbath, not Sunday.
Yep. Yeah. But even then, why the fuck does God talk to one guy and then he disseminates it out to all the others? That doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Well, okay. Let's take Catholics as an example, right? You have the Pope. I keep picking on Catholics, but you have the Pope, right?
Uh-huh.
His word is God's word, right?
That's what he says.
Okay, well, that's what he says, so that's what it is to the Catholics,
Uh-huh.
right? They cry the minute he dies. They wait with bated breath for the fucking smoke to change. All this shit, right? And he is an embodiment of a prophet. Even though he's elected by men to be the word of God, and God just decides to talk to this guy, it's no different than going off of Muslims. They have their own prophet with the word of Muhammad and all this, and God talked to Muhammad and wanted him to do this and this and this, and so he told everybody. And what's crazy is there hasn't been a prophet since. Same with fucking Christianity. When's the last prophet? When was the last prophet? Why did they stop? Why hasn't he put more prophets down here?
Because he came down and rose from the dead. That was the ultimate proof. He
To
walked
them.
on the earth. He walked. This was the proof for everybody. Whether you believe it or not. Now this is the way, this is the point of view from the Bible, right?
Mhm.
The point of view is he came down for all humanity to die for our sins. To conquer death, he rose from the dead. The death, right? From dead. Because he's God. He can lay his life down and he can take it back up again because he's the inventor of everything, because everything stems from him.
I just have a problem believing that, because it's like, why would you expect, knowing what you know, if I were to tell you something today and then check in 1,000 years to see if what I told you is still true, exact words, guarantee you it won't. Every religion has a leader that has talked to God or has been spoken to, or a sign has been shown. Why wouldn't it just be easier to just fucking show humanity? Just everybody would see it, everybody would understand it, everybody would believe it. Then you're done. Then that settles everything, right? That settles it, and it says God is the God. Everybody should follow him. Everybody should do right by him and do as he says. It would just make it that much easier.
You
But
think
yet-
that it would be that way.
Huh?
You think that it would be that way, but it's not.
But it should be, because the problem with it is you have multiple people saying God spoke to me. David Koresh had God talk to him. And look what happened.
Okay, so if you know that that's not actually God, who do you think it actually is?
There might not be a God or devil. So what people are trying to get at.
It
No
could
one
just
knows
be
for
in
sure.
their head. It could be in their head. I've had schizophrenics in the back of my ambulance talking to nobody. And I'm looking at them going, you're having a full-on fucking conversation. Who the fuck are you talking to? And they're like, him. And I'm like, there's no him there. And in the medical field, you don't, like, if somebody's hallucinating and seeing things and talking to things, you don't play into it. You tell them it's not real. You're not seeing what you think you are. You don't go, oh yeah, I see him too, because that just actually makes it worse, right?
I know.
And so mental health can be drawn way back, right? And with the prevalence of STDs back in Greece and Rome and everywhere else, because everybody was fucking everybody, who knows? A prophet might have had fucking syphilis and be like, oh, God's talking to me, and they're hearing fucking weird languages in their head and shit, and oh, it's this. You know, I'm just saying, I don't trust humans. Humans lie. 100%. Humans are fucking liars. Humans are horrible. Huh?
The only solution for you, Brett, is you have to pray to that God that you don't believe in. You have to.
I'm not going to pray to something I don't believe in.
You have to take a leap in faith. You have to make a leap in faith, and just be open-minded enough to see.
I take a leap of faith every time I fucking walk out my front door. I'm not, trust me. I don't pray to anything.
But it really depends on if you really want to find out the truth or not.
Whose truth, Rocky's? Whose?
Right. That's what I'm saying is,
Rocky,
I'm not going to search.
No. Just because you believe something that you read in a fucking book that's supposed to be thousands years old, don't mean it's true, Rocky.
I'm not going to believe in something blindly, and I'm not going to search for it, because the minute you start searching for things, you're literally looking for an answer, and you're more susceptible to just taking the first thing or second thing that you see as an answer, and it's not even true. I mean, like I said,
why don't you ask the answer to come down to you where you're at to help you?
David Koresh.
That's the only thing I can say. I mean, hey, it doesn't happen to everybody. I wish it would happen to me.
What about that crew out in Los Angeles, Hollywood, that thought that the comet that was coming was aliens, and they all committed suicide with new Nikes on? Then you had David Koresh, huh?
The UFO cult from '97,
Hale-Bopp, Hale-Bopp comet. And then you had David Koresh, who said that he was the prophet and God was talking to him, and all these people believed him, and they kept their kids in there. These motherfuckers lit the place on fire and killed all these kids. It's like, there has been more people killed in the name of religion than not.
Anything.
That's crazy to me. And so I'm not going to go searching it out. I'm not going to ask it to come down and show me the way, because it's not going to. Trust me, I've been in some really fucked up situations where I'm like, you know what? It might not hurt to be religious. Come help me with this. Never happened. And I've faced death, and I'm not to the point where I'm going to go search for something that I don't think exists, because if I start searching, I'm going to find something and they're going to be like, yeah, we're the answer. And it's like, no, who's to say that this fucking little Mexican church that's like literally across the street from me, what makes that different than the one that's flying the rainbow flag up the road? Are those the same? Like, are they going to preach the same stuff to me? Nope. And they're both Christian. One's Catholic, one's Christian.
That is not Christian, dude.
According to the Christian church, it is, and the Catholic church, because they allow gays.
By whose authority?
The Pope. who God talks to. He sets the rules
Apparently,
for the
right?
Catholic.
Yeah, which God does he worship, dude?
God, the one true God, is what he says.
Do you think he really believes in the one true God, or do you think he believes that God is probably Satan?
Well, first of all, he's from fucking Chicago, so who fucking knows?
I'm just
But
saying, dude, you
all of the
have
popes
to
believe
look
in
at
the
you have to
God.
look past the secularism and
Right.
understand these motherfuckers believe in shit, even though you don't believe it, they believe it.
All right. Point is, we can go on this all night. We ain't gonna fucking continue this conversation. The point is, people, you can believe what you want to believe, and other people believe what they want to believe. That's the whole point of this conversation, right there. You know, because Rocky, you're not gonna change our minds on shit. You're not going to on this.
I didn't plan on talking to you guys about
I
it.
know. You know, I was just trying to bring up the fucking what the fuck is it is? God damn it, got me fucking frustrated now.
I'm not mad at anybody.
No, I'm not mad either. But I'm saying
Like,
we're having the same debate that fucking scholars can't agree on, Rocky.
Yeah,
huh?
Same
That's a
fucking
rough
debate
one.
that scholars can't agree on. You know,
nobody can.
no.
You can't even get two churches to agree on it.
And I guarantee if Lil Tate was here, he'd be the same way too. I mean, now Nick was on here.
Is Unibarber still watching? Because I had a chance to respond to nothing.
I don't know. I said what's up to him.
There are
I think we got three people watching stuff.
there's
Okay.
3 viewers right now. I'm probably one of them because I have us up on my phone. But
Well, I know one of them. I know I'm one of them because I got to see the goddamn. I want to see the comments if people do comment in case we miss one.
I don't
So-
know who's watching right now. I know
What?
Tasha was watching earlier, but she got off because she had to go do some errands or something. She messaged me, and I don't know if Melissa's watching. So I
Well,
don't know.
and there's a
This
lot of
could
people
be-
out there that don't want to hear religious shit. Anyways,
Tasha was actually she was messaging me back and forth. It was hilarious.
but some people might like this debate.
She
too,
liked it. She definitely did.
you know.
Um,
I mean, I don't care what someone believes. If they want to believe that fucking a mouse is a fucking god, okay, do it. I don't care. You know, just don't try to make me believe it. That's the whole thing. Just like transgender people, right? Okay, that there's more than fucking 2 sexes, right? Motherfucker, no, there's only 2 sexes. If you want to believe that, if you want to believe it, you of course believe it. But don't push that shit on me at all. You know.
She said earlier, she said, Rocky's going to make you believe. Who decided this was a good idea with the atheist, which is me? And then
You know?
she said, she goes, I'm definitely going to hell. It's warm down there. UFOs might be real. I mean, and then she said, why does Rocky have a rainbow in his background? And then I said, I made the background with AI. And she said, taste the rainbow. And then she said, is he a preacher? Because he could be. I said, no, he isn't. And then we said, you said something about a demon or something. And I said, don't bring up my ex-wife. And she said, is she the angel? Because she knows my soon to be ex.
Now, Rocky.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
And then she said, the devil always wins in my head. And then she said, well, sorry, we can't ever have sex. We're related. Because we were talking about DNA and stuff like that. And, she said, maybe you all should get tested and prove it. Send all your DNA into to see if you're related. And then I said, want to jerk me off in an envelope? And she said, I don't think that kind of DNA.
You know we're still fucking live, right?
Oh my
I know.
God, what are you
I know.
doing, dude?
It's okay.
It's 3 hours and 45 minutes and going off the rails.
But-
Now, Rocky.
Yeah.
Are you an ordained minister? Are you ordained?
No.
I am.
I don't care.
You ought to get ordained, Rocky.
Huh?
You ought to get ordained. Be like Billy Sunday.
You know, there's a good market in gay marriages.
No, Rocky, you can set on like you see. We've all seen those people like California, right? Either preaching on the corner. Come on, Rocky.
I am not a preacher or a pastor or anything close to that.
But you could be, Rocky. Come on now.
I'm not, and I won't.
Oh, also, Gilly, she said that I should wear a kilt because of that school
Yeah.
video clip that you sent. She
Yeah.
goes, you would totally wear a kilt. Your balls would be free. She goes, quick access. And then we were talking about Adam and Eve. And I was like, yeah, they fucked. And she said, LOL, and made a baby. I said, then who fucked that baby to make the next person? And the face that she gave me was not. It was in fear, basically, because she was afraid I was going to say something on the podcast here about
You
it.
still are. Come on now.
Because I'm like, somebody had to fuck the baby. You can't have. You got to have a fucking lineage, right? So Adam and Eve, then you have a baby. Somebody has to fuck the baby, and then I'm like, the dad fucked the baby.
I think that's the first time we've talked about religion the whole fucking time, pretty much, on here.
You know me, I normally steer away from it just because of my beliefs. So I normally steer away from it, but this was actually I think it was a productive discussion, because it was a good back and forth with legitimate things. Yeah, I kind of went off the rails a couple times and made stupid comments, but it was a legitimate discussion, though, because there are so many different views in the world, and there are so many people that have not seen anything that would make them believe, and knowing that religion is on a decline, especially with white males, and there's such an incline of religion as far as the Muslims go. And like the other day, I showed my mom a different video of Minneapolis playing the fucking the call to prayer, throughout the city, and on the south side of Minneapolis and stuff like that. So I look at things, and I look at religion, and I look at it differently than most people, because I've been in different places of the world. I've seen those religions. I've experienced those religions. I've been to every continent but Africa and Antarctica. And
you've been to Africa?
Had liberty. Huh?
You ain't been to Africa?
No, I haven't. Not yet. But, I mean...
I got that one checked off the list.
It is one of the ones I want to go to. But, religion is such a hot button topic in the world. It doesn't matter where you're at. You have very devout people, and they're following something that a lot of them can't even explain or even talk about or understand fully or give proof of, and that's where these discussions make a big difference, because it shows that even though, like, we all have different points of views, we can still get along, and we can still do what we're doing now, and without hurting each other's feelings. And we're going to be friends tonight. We'll send some fucking memes. We'll send some videos, whatever. I might jerk off to a good one. I don't know. Who knows?
Rocky's gonna fucking be getting in there. Still hiding all
fucking
this.
ambushed me. God damn it.
Dude, I didn't lose anything. I didn't lose. It's
I didn't lose either.
If you don't want to acknowledge it, you don't want to acknowledge it. That's not on me.
And it's all about your point of view. That's the difference.
I came from a I hate Christians. They're fucking hypocrites, and I don't like God point of view.
And see,
so like if there was a God that existed, it would have been that one that I wish was not real.
Well, and to give everybody a point of view on where I came from, I was not religious. I was forced into religion by an uncle. I was forced to go to church every Wednesday and Sunday. I was forced to. We would come home, read the Bible for 2 hours, then watch reruns of the 700 Club. Then he would turn around and beat the fuck out of his kids and me. In the name of God, of course. And so I have a different view on religion. And that's why I took it upon myself growing up to study religion. And not just Christianity or Catholicism. I've studied numerous religions across the world to understand them and understand where they come from and what drives them and what pushes them and what is their goal, right? Because every religion has a goal. Some religions is to take over the world with their religion. Others is to get along with other religions and other people and talk to them and explain their religion to them. You know, some is to convert. Some is to not and just exist and be happy. You know, so I took it upon myself to study those and understand people because, one, the countries I was in for war, I have to understand what pushes them and what drives them because that's going to tell me how far they're willing to go, right? Other religions are going to back off. They're going to be more passive, aggressive. They're going to be different. So when it comes down to it, if you can't have a discussion about religion, what's the fucking point? Because, I mean, I'm sitting here with the background of Metallica with a bunch of fucking gravestones, you know, because this was the year that it came out. So it was.
And even fucking Hitler considered himself a fucking Christian.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You look at the fucking Knights Templar. They fought in the name of God, fought the Muslims.
There are some Hitler speeches that have been translated legitimately.
Finally.
That are actually, if they were given in the United States today by a different person, it would have a huge turnout. Huge turnout. Lots of support. Because it talks about trans people and gays and everything else. And it would bring out people and they would support him if it wasn't him. You know what I mean? If somebody else gave that speech, they would be supportive. It's crazy. And so, like, having an open mind and talking to people and understanding and being okay with other people's beliefs, I'm okay with everybody's beliefs. It's whatever. Don't infringe on me, and I won't infringe on you. Don't cause me any problems. I won't cause you any problems. You know, we can all coexist. We can all get along. Am I going to agree with everything? Absolutely fucking not. But will I get along with you as long as you don't push on me? Yep. I might give you a little shit, just like you give me shit, but it's whatever. You know, we laugh about it and we move on. It's funny. So I think it was a good discussion, even though it was a long one. That's good. But
I mean, there's so much more to talk about too.
Absolutely. We could
and Rocky didn't even fucking say, well, we're fucking, we got to set it off.
Hold on. You know what else I noticed? Rocky didn't eat shit on this fucking podcast.
Actually, he did before. He was before. He was eating fries. I gave shit about that.
Oh, was he? I didn't see the fries.
He was eating fast food fries.
Was that before we went live?
Yeah, before you got on.
Okay, yeah. So this is like the first. So I'm the only one that ate on this fucking podcast.
Yeah, I didn't even drink a beer. I didn't even have one beer either.
Oh, so. I've been drinking beers. I've been drinking beers. 2 at a time.
Well, let's ding ourselves out, and then we'll continue the conversation another day.
All right, get your shit ready, goddamn. Come on now. Come on.
Pfeiffer's departing.
See ya. Like and subscribe if you like.